Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome to the stream of the Nocturnal Nerdcast, the best late night podcast that happens during the daytime for some people, but still, in my opinion, best after 11 o'clock podcast in the world. Today, I'm joined by Darren, who jumped in just a second ago, and 3Dub, who jumped in. Like, you guys literally jumped in at the same time. I was like, what? Because normally 3Dub, you're here earlier, and I was like, I didn't see you in the.
I was watching Blue Bloods. So
okay, all right.
Preoccupied.
Yeah. So, but we'll see if anybody else shows up. How's everybody doing? Good day, bad day, good weekend, bad weekend.
Better.
It is Monday. It is Monday, so
That's
it is
true.
what it is. Some people don't have great days. I want to give a shout out to Space and Goats for becoming a channel member. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. I do appreciate it. Every little bit helps. So thank you so much. By the way, we're going to go ahead and announce what the categories are for tonight's goal.
Ooh.
We're keeping it simple again. Five super chats of any level in the Reloaded channel reaches the goal. Very simple start of the month. So we got top 5 best catchphrases of all time.
Oh,
So that's going to be a fun one.
interesting.
Top 5 best costumes in live action films, and this is not just superheroes. This is any movie. So you can go into any live action movie and say, I like that costume or I like that suit or whatever. Top 5 worst 80s movies of all time. So
We should make that second one like non-comic book projects to make people think like outside the box a little bit.
oh, we could 100%. And the next one is top 5 films with awful sequels, where the first one is good, but every sequel is bad or not as good as the original. So
We're doing that again?
well, wasn't that one? We did bad sequels, not best.
All
film.
right. I'm like, it's
So
basically
this might be a movie that like one sequel, like when we talked about bad sequels, we didn't include all of them. It could have been like 1, 3, 4, 5. This is like,
executive bad.
it's where the original is good.
But they never had a good follow-up.
Yes.
Like everyone, like every follow-up.
Fast and Furious.
Yeah. So there's never a follow-up to it that was better than the OG, is basically what I'm saying.
Interesting. I like that. Okay.
So those are the categories in the Reloaded chat. So you guys go ahead and vote on that. Again, 5 super chats, real simple one tonight. 5 super chats, any level will reach the goal. You guys seem to really enjoy that one, so we're going to keep doing that one for the next couple streams. Tonight, if we have enough people show up, I would say if we have another person that stays till the end, we'll go ahead and do in my notes here, women in lead in films. So that's the category we'll do tonight. If we get one more, like if just one more person shows up. So also, Reed, it's funny you bring this up. On Thursday, there's a brand new intro I'm working on that's all Halloween stuff. So it'll be a Nerdcast Halloween intro, and I might even change the background here just for Halloween. So
Nice.
we'll see.
I'll be counting ghosts on the ceiling because I don't really sell.
All right, so tonight we just have a few topics. We're going to talk a little bit about, there was a Spider-Man article with some comments from Kevin Feige. There's been, actually, let me open up my notes. I have it over here. Peacemaker, there's been a lot of racist stuff online. I want to talk about that just a little bit, like some tweets and stuff. Elizabeth Olsen made some comments that people are saying is bad about, like, for fans. I haven't read the whole thing yet, but I have the article ready to go. The new Rock film had a awful opening weekend. We're going to look at that and see what that looks like. Apparently, Alan Richson commented on the Batman casting and had some, it was a quote from him on that. And a little bit of news about Beyond the Spider-Verse. I think it's just a very tiny bit of news. But those are the main topics for tonight. We'll throw some other ones in there. If we have time, I'll look through the Discord and see if there's anything that was submitted that we haven't talked about pretty much. Anyway, but yeah, we'll wait a few minutes for everybody to get here. One of the things people have noticed on my channel is I'm uploading 2 to 3 videos a day now, every day. And they're just clips from previous Nerdcasts. Like, basically what I'm trying to do is make sure that YouTube knows that I have consistent stuff coming out. So if I'm not making a video specifically, a clip will go up, or like if I don't have a new video coming out, a clip will go up. So there's always something going out on the channel. So for anybody that's here watching the Nerdcast live, typically you guys are not the ones that would click on those videos. Those videos are just made for people who are like, of course you guys can watch it and comment on it. Like I want you to, but if you've already seen it and you just want to leave your opinion on that video, you can. But essentially what I'm doing with those clips is I'm trying to get people to tune in to the Nerdcast, to come in and be a part of the interaction we have over here. So you'll see a lot of those videos going up on my channel. It's not I'm doing it specifically for a reason. So there's that. Anyway, you did your stream tonight, right, Darren?
I sure did, yeah.
What were your topics on your stream so people can go over and check it out?
Gen V and Peacemaker. So just like this week's episodes of those shows.
Okay, all right.
Fun. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Who was your guest tonight?
Behind the Colonel. Taz was busy this week, so we brought in a friend. Yeah.
Okay.
Appreciate the shout out. Appreciate you.
Yeah, no problem. I love watching those. I usually watch them when I'm playing video games. Naruto with a $2 super chat says, "Rip the Family Guy chicken." I saw that on social media today, and I'm like, "What is going on? What's the story behind this? I don't understand what this is."
The chicken is a bully to Peter Griffin, and he comes back to kind of like taunt him throughout the episodes, and finally he was shot by Meg.
Oh, in the most recent episode?
I think so.
Okay. Well, damn. No
I mean, the dog died and he came back, so
that's true.
Don't count him out.
Cal sending a 99-cent super sticker with popcorn. Yeah, get the popcorn ready. I think the James Gunn stuff is going to be drama again. I'm not going to scream and rant, so you don't have to worry about that. But I do want to just bring up some of the stuff because I think my concerns are being shown like accurate with some of the reactions to the episode. I can't tell you guys how many people I've gone back and forth with in my comments who just didn't understand the episode, who didn't get it, you know? And that was my biggest fear, is that people weren't going to get it. So I'm seeing now that there's either a collection of people that did understand, but they just want to be contrary and talk shit, or they just didn't get it and there's no way to explain it to them because James didn't properly lay it out in the episode. I guess we'll see after this week. I am very excited about the finale. I want to see what the resolution is going to be, if there's any resolution for everything that happened. Feather Guardian says Gen V and Peacemaker are top tier masterpieces. I don't know if I would call them a masterpiece, but I would say they're top tier television. I need to see the end of the season.
Both are good. Yeah.
All right, what do we got over here? Do that. Let's go ahead. We'll pull up a couple small topics and see if anybody else pops in. I got plenty of stuff bookmarked just in case. Let's see here. This. I think I saw you comment on this too, Darren. Let me pull this up here.
No.
Game of Thrones prequel, Knights of the Seven Kingdoms, won't feature dragons or magic. Nobody's thinking about magic. This could basically be 14th century Britain. So it's literally just it's going to be a boring ass show, basically.
Well, I mean, the first season was explicit. So, I mean, if they're not doing dragons, they're doing that again.
I mean, what, season one, I haven't seen it for a long time, so please forgive me if this is a wrong statement. The early seasons of Game of Thrones don't necessarily dive too heavily.
But the cat's out of the bag now, I feel like. I mean, like, that's the problem, right?
I think you can, like, okay, I mean, to be fair, the pool of Game of Thrones is I want to see a freaking dragon. Like, I do feel like that is a lot of people. But I think you could do cool things without dragon and magic if your writing is good enough, if your characters are entertaining enough. Because, like, you know, people came to Game of Thrones for dragons, but they stayed for the characters and they stayed for the writing up to a point, right? Like, that's what people like.
I feel like this might see sort of a much smaller audience, though, than Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
I'll be like, it's basically like this Star Wars without the lightsabers. And
that's what I was going to say, like how 3Dub feels. I think that some people are going to feel that way about this as well.
If I wasn't a fan, I'm not a fan of Game of Thrones, but if I was, I would be really not liking no dragons.
I think here's what I'll say. I think if the fandom didn't fall off in the way they did, this would not be a problem. Now, on the other hand, though, like, I think Game of Thrones has to have a really, really good pitch for people to be like, I guess I'll come back. Like, literally, the reason people came back to like House of the Dragons was It's House of the like people came.
Dragons are a big part of that show. Yeah.
Yeah. Where this, you have to have a good pitch. You have to have good marketing. Again, like on paper, I'm like, well, I'm probably not going to be interested in this, but I need to see that trailer. I need to see the marketing around it. Do they have an interesting enough of a pitch to kind of, get you in? I will say this as someone who's not really been too caught up with the last couple Game of Thrones things. It is a uphill battle for any Game of Thrones project to do well.
Considering how the original show ended. Yeah.
How the original show ended, there's always going to be like, well, it looks good, but blank, 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 season 8, season 7, blah, blah, blah. So we'll see. I'll
say the difference between this and Star Wars is still a futuristic space world. So even if you take lightsabers out of it, you're still dealing with like aliens and stuff like that. This is literally 14th century Britain. So unless they're going to dive into the lore of like the world itself, which it doesn't sound like that's the case. I don't know how I just don't think that the vast majority of people who are interested in, like, maybe the book readers will enjoy this show because they've got something they're coming into it for. But I think the average person that would have watched Game of Thrones probably isn't very interested in this. But I could be wrong.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
I mean, they still have the pew pew weapons, so I mean, there's something where they're blasters.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Star Wars and bullets. I'll be questioning
still
Star Wars.
Includes like elements of space and science fiction, even without lightsabers.
Yeah. Again, I need to see that trailer to give a proper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw a super chat. Let me find this article here. I did see I'll pull the super chat up once I get it going here. But I did see this earlier, and I think I bookmarked it just in case. But let's see. Maybe I didn't. I don't think I did, but let me find it. I can easily find it.
Can you imagine How to Train Your Dragons without dragons?
I think that's a little different, though. Like, Game of Thrones is more than just dragons. How to Train Your Dragon is, like, that is the entire pitch.
It's like they just learn in a textbook, and that's basically
yeah. So Naruto here with the $5 super chat. Thank you, Naruto. We are 2 out of 5 already. Did you see the daughter of Robin Williams told people to stop sending her AI generated videos of her father? Remember I talked about this with Stan Lee, like this was going to be an issue. So this was her comment here. Zelda tells fans, please stop sending me AI videos of dad. If you got any decency, just stop doing this to him and to me and to everyone, even full stop. It's dumb. It's a waste of time and energy. And believe me, it's not what he'd want. To watch the legacies of real people be condensed down to the vaguely looks and sounds like them. So that's enough. Just so other people can churn out horrible TikTok slop puppeteering them is maddening. You're not making art. You're making disgusting, overprocessed hot dogs out of the lives of human beings, out of the history of art and music, and then shoving them down everyone else's throat, hoping they'll give you a little thumbs up and a like. It's gross. And for the love of everything, stop calling the future AI as just badly recycling. Like, she's speaking exactly what I think when I hear this stuff. Regurgitating the past to be reconsumed. You're taking the human centipede out of content, and for the very, very end of the line, while all the folks at the front laugh and laugh, consume and consume. I mean, based, right? So
yeah, she cooked. Yeah,
we got Joe coming through. Hey, Joe.
Hey.
Yeah, I think again we talked about this last week and our concerns for great details. I'll try not to go on it too much, but yeah, it is. This is the shit I said last week. This is the shit that terrifies me when, and again, like, thankfully she's not doing it, so she's not, in that cycle of grief. But like the fans are like, hey, doesn't this make you happy? Doesn't it make you like? It's good that she is smart enough to be like, no, that's not how you grieve. That's not my dad. Not everyone is going to have that amount of maturity,
right?
And not even maturity, but that mental capacity to say no to that kind of stuff. And again, it starts off now being like, oh, it's not that good. Someday it will be.
Yeah.
Someday you can just have a conversation with your
we've already
dad.
said, like with Stan Lee, they fed in like years and years and years and years of information to that AI to make it as much like Stan Lee as possible. I mean, Robin Williams, not as often as Stan Lee, talking to public or whatever, but he was a very public person as well outside of his mental health. And so you could essentially make an AI sound and act just like Robin Williams
Yeah.
based on what we know of him publicly. And that's still going to happen. Like, I want to be clear here. I think people are still going to do it, but I think she is very much in her rights to say, don't send me videos of my dad saying things. Like, I don't want to see that. And it's a little bit creepy, you know?
I just saw on Facebook today, and if this person happens to be watching this, I mean, no disrespect, but I saw someone that I know make AI videos of her hugging her dead father, and just talking about, oh, how much I miss him, blah blah blah. And it's like, I get that you miss him, but that is so scary to me that you could just do that. It's a very fearful time, I'd argue.
But remember, we talked about the HyperVault thing or whatever that company is doing, where they're going to start storing people's, you know, information, whatever they want to be stored. And I saw something today where you can start recording diaries into an AI bank that can be used later on to like replicate you, like a real you. And I'm like, that's a little weird. So, Joe, any thoughts on this about Zelda telling people to stop sending her videos of her dad? I feel like this is a little creepy, honestly, to do that to someone. But
I'm getting in a little late, so it's I didn't get the full context. But based on what I'm reading, I don't know why you would do that. Why would you? I mean, I don't want to tell people how to use AI. I know some people are more comfortable with it than others. But it seems presumptuous to assume that you can send something like this to a person and they're going to appreciate it. I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, it's like, it's different. Like what you were saying, Darren, about someone making the video for themselves. In that regard, I wouldn't tell them like, don't do that. You know, I wouldn't jump in and say that. But it would be different if, like, say someone sent me a video of my mother who passed away and they're like, this is your mother saying something to you. Like, why would you do that? Why would you send that to someone? That doesn't make a lot of sense. So I'm very curious, like, are they, I guess they're doing it on TikTok. Maybe they're tagging her on TikTok or something like that. Maybe that's what's happening. Because I can't imagine you open up your email and there's just a video sitting there from somebody that has like your dad talking to you or something along those lines.
You know, Danny Boy Joe is saying people are sick and demented. To be fair, I don't think people doing that would be doing it to. I don't think they'd be doing it mean-spiritedly. I think it's misguided.
Yeah,
but I don't think they're doing it like to be a dick. You know
yeah, I
mean?
don't think some people don't understand boundaries, right? They don't understand like what you're supposed to do. And as much as we can sit here and rationally go, yeah, that's not something I would do or I would expect someone to do to me. There are people out there that think that's okay. They think it's fine, you know? And so these kinds of statements, unfortunately, are necessary because sometimes people just need to be told directly, like, don't send me this stuff. I don't want to see it. It's gross to me. Like, you have to really be very explicit because some people will assume things, and I'm not one of those people. Like, I always think before I do something. Like, I'm not very quick to jump into anything in that way. So I would definitely, never do something like this.
You know what just hit me that I think we're going to be dealing with here before long is scams, especially of the older generation. You'll get, some grandmother will get a message that looks like their grandson or
it's
going to
be one of us because we make videos all the time. They're going to be doing it like there'll be a video of me sitting here saying stuff that I'm not saying because somebody downloaded it and decided to make it do something.
Yeah, it's just going to be like, hey, grandma, I ran out of money. Can you vend me $500 if I can get home? Like, it's going to be that shit. And they're going to be like, oh, of course. Of course they're going to fall for it because it looks too real.
Or even voice. Like, older people will fall for just
voicemail.
The voice.
Yeah.
So
my mom falls for everything. I mean, She doesn't have a grandson. My mom does not have a grandson. And someone called her and said, grandma, and she fell for it.
Oh my gosh.
What the
She said, is this Bobby? And he's like, yeah, it's Bobby. And she goes, this isn't your grandmother. This is Aunt Joni. It's like, she doesn't even have a grandson. And she fell for it.
like I see the amount of people on Facebook that like share something that's like absolutely 100% AI, and I'm just like, you're a relative of mine, and I thought you were much smarter than this. Like, why are you sharing this?
Facebook is horrible.
I saw a video of a older woman at a football game or baseball game or something, and someone shot a t-shirt gun at her in the stands, and it shows her like flying up like 5 rows or whatever, and you can see clearly that it's AI. Like, it's very clear to me. But one of my family members shared it. They're like, "This is awful. This person should press charges." And I'm like, it's not a real person. Like, you can see literally their leg disappears for a split second. It's just really bad. All right, we got some stuff here. A very quick video from Lex Luther himself.
That's not Lex. He has hair.
And he has something to say. Let's hear what it is.
New York Comic Con. I'm so sorry to tell you that I won't be able to join you this time. Unfortunately, I had knee surgery a couple of weeks ago, and I can't walk or fly yet, so I'm not going to be able to make it. I was really looking forward to it, so I'm sorry. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and hopefully I'll be joining you in the near future and get to see you all soon.
He did get tossed around by Superman.
I knew that was going to be said for sure.
He's wearing a cane in Peacemaker.
I wonder if the reason why he even did this wasn't just because he wanted the fans to know if there's going to be some announcement at New York Comic Con that he was supposed to be there for from James Gunn or something.
Apparently DC's not attending New York Comic Con this year.
Oh, well then what would he be doing there then?
Maybe just a solo panel or something. I don't know.
Or maybe they're playing 5D chess and there is going to be an announcement. We don't know about it yet. So.
Maybe he was there for Marvel as Beast.
I forgot about that. Oh my god. Oh my god.
They're going to announce the younger cast for Avengers Doom. No, I was kidding.
Oh my god.
If you don't mind me taking a moment to promote one of my friends.
Go for it.
If you are going to be at New York Comic Con, be sure and stop by Dave Perillo's booth. My buddy Dave Perillo will be in Artist Alley with another popular artist, Ian Globinger. Stop by, meet them. You'll be happy you did.
All right, there we go. Check them out. We got a poster for Batfam. Did you see this, Darren?
I sure did.
So here we go. New poster for Batfam. The original animated series premieres this November on Prime Video. What do we think about this? It's an interesting art style. It reminds me of like what is it? It's on the tip of my tongue. Sort of like the Has Been Hotel stuff a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. Did anyone else watch the Christmas episode that it's based on?
I have to watch it before this comes out though, because I did remember somebody mentioning that. What do we think of this overall?
It's fine. It's fun. Like, I'm not really not looking forward to people taking this way too seriously. Just, very like Teen Titans Go style, where it's like, how dare they do this to my characters? It's like, yeah, but it's kind of meant for the younger generation a little bit.
What age group do you think this is intended for?
I think, but if it's anything like the Christmas episode, it's not preschool. It's not like Teen Titans Go and like. The like friendly neighborhood or like My Friend Spider-Man or whatever those shows are. But I think it is children. I think it's probably
I think 12 and up.
8.
12 and up.
Not 12 and up.
Yeah.
No,
because it does look adultish.
Is this based on Merry Little Batman?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. I didn't see Merry Little Batman.
It kind of reminds me of like
Ren and
Hey
Stimpy?
Arnold and stuff like that, where it's kind of like for 12 and up year olds. Like you can still enjoy it.
I'm just curious because the rating system for TV stuff is weird.
Yeah, like again, I still think it is a kid show, right? It's not geared towards the older generation.
12 is a kid, just letting you know.
But you said 12 and up.
Yeah, 12 and up. Like you can still enjoy it as an adult. It's not going to be like not going to be like Finding Dory, where he's like, pick one of these to make this work, basically.
When I
So
think 12 and up, I think like Invincible.
it doesn't have a rating yet, which is weird because it comes out next month.
Yeah.
There's no actual rating for it.
Do we think this is going to be a binge series or a weekly drama?
Oh, I don't know. That's a good question. Well, what do you guys think? Do you enjoy like the younger side of the? I know that Joe, you mentioned you really enjoy like the Teen Titans Go and stuff like that,
Sometimes.
right?
I love Teen Titans Go. I have a word for people who don't like Teen Titans Go, and that is people who haven't seen Teen Titans Go.
Well, I will say this: some people enjoy the more like lighthearted, like
Sure.
younger takes on these shows, because it does leave a little bit of room for like extreme suspension of disbelief because everything is just kind of happening. And so so Sean, that's the show that they're referring to, Merry Little Batman, is that what it's called?
Yes,
Or
something like that. Yeah.
I will say the movie made me enjoy Teen Titans Go a little bit more because of that rap. I like that rap.
I think I'm always kind of hit and miss with it because like I like that all ages have something from DC. Like I think that's how you create new fandoms. That's how you bring more people into the fandom. I love when a lot of the children's content doesn't necessarily look down on them. Like I love your like Justice League, your Teen Titans, your like Young Justice that are made for children. Those are children's shows. But you could a 40-year-old can watch it, a 20-year-old can watch it, a 80-year-old can watch those shows. Like that's my personal cup of tea, but I think stuff like this is also valid in its own way, and I hope it finds its audience for sure.
The way I see it, like everyone has a kid at heart, basically. So I mean, like if you grew up with Justice League, you're going to stick with Justice League till you die.
I can't comment on Batfam because I haven't seen a trailer. I other than this image, I know nothing about it.
Yeah.
But what I will say is, no surprise, I'm a huge Muppets fan. Like I'm wearing a Sesame Street shirt. The genius of Sesame Street is that it was made for children, but the humor was aimed at adults.
Right.
Because they wanted adults to watch with their kids. Teen Titans Go takes the same approach. Like if you watch that show, the humor, it's going to go right over most of the kids' heads. Like there's jokes about the Golden Girls in there. There's jokes about my cousin Vinny. Like my kids would love that show. They watched the show and they did not get why my wife and I were laughing.
What's funny is the outtakes when the one of the guest stars cusses and there's and Elmer goes, swear jar, and she goes, you're gonna be a rich puppet after this.
Naruto here with a $5 super chat. My dad once got a spam call and it showed up as my brother's number.
Oh.
You can spoof numbers that way now? I don't even know that. That's pretty crazy.
That's pretty creepy.
I do know that you can like just do like you can create a million like VoIP numbers if you want and call people from your computer, but typically those have to be set up through like Google Voice or Skype or something like that. Is Skype even around anymore? I don't know if Skype's even around.
It is. It's like it basically shows up on all your new Windows stuff.
Cameron here with the $2 super chat. DC introduced Bad Justice League and Absolute Evil. Did they? Let me look this up.
I don't know why. I thought this said Bad Santa at first. I was like, what the hell? It's a weird crossover.
All right, let's see. What do we got here?
Didn't the Justice League have to save Santa once upon a time?
I bet they have. I feel like every fictional character has met up with Santa at one time or another.
I was just reading a Justice League Santa crossover last year. It was a recent one from the past couple of years.
X-Men's done it. Ninja Turtles done it. Power Rangers done it. Yeah.
I don't see it, Cameron. You have to send it over because I can't find it on
multiple times.
Media, so, let's see what else we got here. Reed says I really like the OG Muppets movies or the Muppets movie, singular.
It's a classic.
Did you watch Joe that Muppet series that came out? I think like 2023 ish.
Well, first of all,
The animal one?
The answer is always yes when it comes to the Muppets. But yeah, are you taking Muppets Mayhem?
Yeah. That's the one.
That show, man. Let me tell you,
The animal one?
Disney did that show dirty. That show was so good, and they dropped all the episodes at once. Which, whenever Disney Plus drops all the episodes at once, that gives people the impression that they have no faith in it.
Yeah.
It won like Children's Emmy Awards, and it won some Grammy Awards for the music. Like, I mean, that was an award-winning show, and it was like one and done because nobody watched it.
I mean, they also
the
had
animal
TV
series?
shows that they dropped once a week and had no faith in it.
I feel like Darren is asking a question that everybody's answered. The animal one, is that the one that we're talking
Is
about?
that the one?
What do you mean, the one with Baby Animal? They had Baby Animal in it.
Oh, okay.
Because it was all about the Electric Mayhem. It was
Yeah.
about
Okay,
them
yeah,
trying
yeah,
to
yeah.
cut their first album.
Yeah.
There was a
that's
flashback to
awesome.
show how they came together, and they introduced Baby Animal.
Okay, gotcha.
Speaking of animals, wasn't there a kid show about Lion King?
There sure was.
I just don't
Lionheart.
remember. Lionheart. Okay.
So Serenity chimes in and says, yeah, but the anime. Wait, hold on. That's not it. Where is that? Hold on. Did I see the right am I crediting the right person? What? I don't see the comment over here. I'm seeing it on YouTube, but not on here.
Shut it for us. The first time you did it, at least.
No, that was the wrong comment.
Oh.
I think there's like a delay in the comments over here.
Ooh,
Anyway, Serenity says absolute evil explains that the absolute universe is fundamentally evil, basically backwards world. So people are villains in Earth 1 and the world's heroes, they name themselves Justice League. That's what I'm seeing on the chat, but it's not over here on StreamYard for me, which is weird.
I have to fully disagree with Feather Guardian. Feather Guardian says Disney can't do Muppets right. First of all, I gotta say, Disney owns the Muppets. Disney isn't doing the Muppets. Muppets are being done by Muppet Studios. It's the same people who've been working on the Muppets consistently. The Muppets have been done right all the way through. The only problem is Disney isn't giving them enough spotlight. Disney isn't. It's not that the projects aren't being done right. They are. They're being done great. It's that Disney isn't giving them enough time to shine or enough spotlight.
Isn't there like a special coming out soon, like a one-off special?
There's an anniversary special for the Muppet Show, and it's a backdoor pilot for a revival of the Muppet Show. So I'm really hoping it goes to series,
and hopefully that can lead to maybe a new official movie, like a theatrical movie. Well, we haven't had a theatrical movie since 2014, right?
Yeah. First of all, I gotta apologize. I have again derailed the stream, but yeah, no. The last Muppet movie, again, it's a case of Disney did them dirty. The Muppets Most Wanted.
Mm-hmm.
It was actually a better film than the preceding film. But the preceding film Disney put out at Thanksgiving time, holiday season, everybody went to see it, big hit. And then the next one, which was a better movie, they put out in March up against, a young adult movie. What was it called? I want to say The Maze Runner. It wasn't The Maze Runner. One of those young adult films that was really hot at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And all the kids went to see that movie instead.
Hunger Games?
Not Hunger Games.
No?
Something like that, though, right?
The one with Shanae Woolley, or I'm probably saying her name wrong. The one who was going to be Mary Jane in Amazing Spider-Man 3. Divergent. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. It went head to head with Divergent.
Which, by the way, that franchise never finished.
Right.
So,
well, that franchise was
too.
like an up and down. It was like super hot, and then, but
and they were supposed to do like TV movies or whatever to finish it off, and that never happened.
Yeah.
Still mad.
But no more Muppets talk. I'm derailing the stream.
It's okay.
You're gonna be Tom the Train.
We don't have a lot of topics tonight, so it's okay. It's okay.
You're gonna be nicknamed Joe the Train.
We got like 4 things. What did you say, 3 Dom?
I was like, you're gonna be nicknamed Joe the Train.
Or derailing. Yeah.
In my own streams, I haven't gone live in a while. I gotta restart my live streams. But in my streams, it was a weekly occurrence. Every single week, the same question would come up. Joe, what do you think of Kermit the Frog's new voice? And it was like dude, how many times are we gonna do this topic?
I didn't know he had any voice.
Don't you have a live stream schedule for tomorrow?
I do. I'm gonna go live tomorrow. But
Okay.
it's been a while.
All right.
You guys are all invited if you want to stop by.
Oh, sure.
I don't have any topics planned yet.
I was just saying, I didn't know what the topics were. I just saw that it said on my thing because I have notifications on it. Said you were going live tomorrow, and I said, "Oh, okay." So there we go. All right, so let's talk about this here.
Wait, I got another one. You can say Joe is literally talking out of his hand because he likes Muppets. Just kidding.
Oh my god. All right. Elizabeth Olsen is catching some heat for this comment. Now, there's a whole article. I'm gonna read everything that she said leading up to this quote. But Elizabeth Olsen acknowledges superhero fatigue. Says she would return to MCU. These movies aren't for critics. These movies are for fans. I don't understand the superhero fatigue thing, but I'm gonna read the whole statement because I feel like this bit doesn't really cover it. So let's read the whole thing here. Says here, while discussing her Hamptons International Film Festival opener Eternity, Elizabeth Olsen acknowledged that she always wants to return to the MCU, which is weird because at one time, didn't she say she didn't want to come back? Like a couple years ago?
I don't think she said she didn't, but she said she was kind of looking to do other things. She was experimenting. I think she said, like, I'm not in a rush to return or something along those lines.
I would say based on her reception in the movies that she's been in, she's one of the more popular characters. Like Wanda is one of the more popular characters. So
one has a lot of fans.
I've always said this: no body, no death. And also, there is a glimmer of red at the end of that scene.
Well, at this point, though, it doesn't matter because with the Doomsday and Secret Wars, they can just bring her back if they wanted. It is something that I love, and it's something I always want to return to. I think the thing is that's been so special about the last 5 years, I've gotten to do so much with the character that I never thought I would. There are still character through lines that have happened in the comics that I'd love to do, and I think fans would want also. I think she means no more mutants.
Yes.
I think that's what she's talking about.
House of M, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, these movies aren't for critics. These movies are for fans. And some people are saying this is a low-key calling the movies bad because critics don't always love them. And I'm like, what backwards logic do you have to go to reach that conclusion based on this quote?
That's also not entirely true. Until very recently, the critics have pretty much liked all these movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me check something though. I want to see something here.
I think Eternals, if I'm not mistaken, Eternals was the first MCU movie to get a negative tomato meter review.
I think.
See something.
But she's not completely wrong either because it is for the fans.
No, she's not. But a lot of people are saying the comment about the critics is where it's like she's dissing the quality of them or whatever. But I want to take a look here because even if you don't like the last three Marvel movies, I just want to see because you know how much I hate Rotten Tomatoes. But let's look at Rotten Tomatoes and just take a snapshot of what the critics have said. So you go over here and you look at this. Captain America: Brave New World did well with fans, 76%, was around the 50% ish with critics, which means yes, it's rotten, but it's not the worst rotten score you're going to find on Rotten Tomatoes. So this was one they didn't like. But you go over here to Thunderbolts, right? Thunderbolts is pretty close between fans and critics. 88 and 93 is a pretty close spread. And then even Fantastic Four over here has 86 and 91. So I don't necessarily, like Joe's saying, I don't know if I totally agree with her comments about it not being for critics. I think there's a couple of movies that the critics didn't like, but there's also a couple of movies that fans voted lower than critics did. Like the scores are lower.
I mean, if we start going back, 2023, 2022, I'm seeing kind of the pattern. Like that one is a lot more.
Which one?
Oh, go ahead.
No, which one are you talking about, Darren? Sorry.
Just like the last couple of years, I feel like is a better example than this year because I think this year.
You mean prior to 2024?
Yeah, because it's been a really good year for the MCU. But again, I'm saying if we go back to 2023, 2022,
even still, I think Eternals, Ant-Man 3, and the Marvels might have been the only three that got. And Captain America might have been the only 4 that got negative scores. I can't think
of like 30 plus movies. Like
No, they still have a great track record. I don't know. I kind of want to. I kind of want to push back a little. I don't love the comment. I don't think it's a bad comment. She can feel however she wants to feel. I'm not like she is canceled, But like, I do think that is kind of a little bit an excuse for sometimes making bad movies. Just be like, well, it's not for you. It's if this movie wasn't for you.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
It.
Yeah,
where
I
it's like,
what you're saying.
Well, no. Like the critics, like say what you want about critics. They still have a valid opinion. If you like it or not, if it comes from a place of bias or not, they are still people and they are allowed to have that opinion. I think we just always need to be pushing for the best movie we can. I think just being like, well, this is how it is in the comics, or this is what you expected it to be, so it's fine, is a mindset that I don't necessarily love. I think when you come out and maybe critics aren't as happy with it or fans aren't as happy with it, you have to sit down and be like, okay, how do we improve that? How do we get the critics to like our project? Now, if they are shitting on every single project that you do and it is they are doing the best they can and they're making the best thing, then you have to inspect, okay, is there a bias against these kind of movies? Maybe it isn't for those kind of people. It's a weird line to walk, I'd say.
3Dub, what were you going to say?
I was going to say, like, why is there so little on the critic side and like over 10,000 on the audience side?
Because there's not as many critics as there are casual viewers.
I mean, like, it doesn't feel like it's evenly matched.
Well, it is because it's a percentage.
But it's not supposed to be either. Like,
right.
If anyone could be a critic, then to quote Incredibles, if anyone could be a critic, no one is.
But if we're talking about we're talking about averages, it doesn't matter how many it is. Like it could be 1,000 critics and 10,000 people, but you're polling the group for an average. Yeah. So yeah. Love and Thunder was low too.
Yeah.
Maybe low, but I don't know if it was rotten, right? It was lower. But
I'm looking at Love and Thunder now. It got a positive score.
Yeah.
63% from the critics and 76% from the fans. That's a weird movie. I don't understand that one because that was a film that was pretty well received when it came out. Mm-hmm. Critics liked it, fans liked it, did well. My favorite Thor movie of the four. And people act like it's this abomination. And I'm like, what movie did you guys watch?
I feel like for me, my issue with the movie is, well, I've got two issues with it. One is I think a lot of the humor didn't land for me, which is subjective. Doesn't mean the movie's bad. I just didn't like a lot of the humor. The other thing is I feel like the movie was like 4 different movies made into one for me. So let me tell you, this comes back to expectations, right? So I expected a Mighty Thor forward movie, like with Jane Foster being the main Thor for most of the movie, with Chris Hemsworth there assisting her. And that's not really what we got. And so I went in expecting it to be that, and it was something else. Also, I really wanted it as Guardians of the Galaxy movie, and we got a very little bit of that at the beginning of Thor: Love and Thunder, and it showed me what a movie could have looked like with Thor and the Guardians, and I really wanted that movie. Now, I know James Gunn didn't want to make that movie for whatever, because that was a Russo brothers decision, and James Gunn didn't want to do that, and I respect him for that, but I feel like that could have been a separate movie. I feel like the Mighty Thor with Valkyrie could have been a separate movie. I feel like the actual movie that we got with Thor could have been a separate movie. And then we could have gotten like the Gore God Butcher movie is the 5th Thor movie. Like, I just feel like there was a lot of conflicting things in it for me personally that made it so that I couldn't quite enjoy it as much as I wanted to. Because I'm a huge fan of Ragnarok. That's my favorite Thor movie. And so I was hoping for something like that, considering we were getting like the same
Dark
director.
World?
I like Dark World. I know some people don't like it. I like that movie too.
You know what really spoke to me in Love and Thunder? And I really hope to God they follow up on it if they do a Thor 5. I'm the father of 2 girls. Mm-hmm. And the ending with Thor raising the girl and them going into battle together, and it's like I loved that. And I'm like, I want more of this. And like I just, as a father with 2 daughters, that just spoke to me so much.
Yeah.
That's one of the only scenes I enjoy in that movie.
Well, I also, I've lost at least 3 people in my life to cancer. So I really enjoyed that storyline as well. But I do feel like we could have done if we would have had a little bit more of how good that was, I probably would have liked it a little bit more. Because I think that they did a really good job with showing what that's like in this world that we're in. Even though it was a lot of humor, it still felt very personal.
If they didn't pollute that storyline with 90 jokes, maybe it would have landed better.
Well, that's what I said. The humor was a little bit.
Yeah, I love those jokes. I laughed at that movie had me laughing from start to finish. Every time those goats screamed, I was gleeful. In fact, I have a T-shirt of the goats from Thor 4.
I don't know who looked at that movie and thought, "Hey, why don't we take this worldwide genocide that happened and use it as a marketing tactic for ice cream? Isn't that a great idea?"
Oh yeah, that was.
I don't know. There's so much on paper that movie does right. There were so many fantastic elements that, like, in the writers' room, I bet they were cooking, and then something happened on the cutting room floor when actually making the movie. It's like, all right, well, you don't do gore right, and you do the jokes that don't land, and you, as like the like Jane stuff is incredible.
Yeah,
like when it's there.
I love the fact that Mjolnir could separate and come back together. I thought that was a really cool, like, take on the weapon. I thought that was really neat.
I just want to point out an error, by the way. I mean, there are a lot of errors I could point out, but just a small continuity thing that bothered me. Somebody said that, while Jane's Thor outfit is, it's comic accurate, yeah. Someone said, hey, that's what happens to you when you wield, Mjolnir. And I'm sitting here going, it didn't happen to Captain America or Vision.
Oh, you mean like the suit coming on or whatever and everything?
Yeah. Didn't happen to either one of them.
I don't know if Vision, like, I wouldn't necessarily count Vision.
Okay, Vision might not count, but it didn't happen to Captain America.
Yeah, but Captain America, I would have been really interesting to see a Captain America. It would have been really cool to see, like, a Captain America-esque Thor armor. That would have been really fucking cool.
I do, however,
give this credit. I'll give it credit. There's a lot I hate about that movie, but the Viking fur coat that he wears for part of that movie looks way better than his main blue, red, and gold armor.
Yeah. You know what element they're not going to bring back?
Thunder?
His ability to make everyone gods.
Oh.
He could just be like, all right, all the Avengers, here's your power, have fun, let's go. Like, they're going to forget about that. And if you're going to
bring up the whole thing of, what is it, eternity that they go to like make one wish or whatnot, suddenly it raises the question, why didn't Thanos just go there?
Yeah,
I've heard that question before several times. I think the problem is with movie criticism, and I've been I've done this before. Is when you have time to think about the best and most logical decision, it kind of breaks the narrative of the film in a lot of ways. Because how many times have we done stuff in our life where it's like you think about it like 3 or 4 weeks later, and you're like, I should have done that other thing first. You know what I mean? Like, we can't assume that every person makes the best possible decision in a movie and call that a plot hole, right?
Yeah,
that's true.
Some self-awareness would be nice, especially with a character like Thor, whose maturity in contrast to his age is basically a plot hole at this point.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair enough.
I hope we do one more just to, like...
I think we will. I think we will get another Thor movie.
Yeah,
I do believe we will.
Bring that Shakespearean aesthetic that Kenneth Branagh brought back, bring that back, and give it a Logan-style tone.
Unless they reboot, I don't think that's going to happen, because Thor has changed as a person since that first movie.
Yeah, and also
that's fair. But even though 2 had its problems, there was still a bit of that Shakespearean aesthetic there. So it's not just something that Branagh did, but get that same atmosphere back and give it that grittier tone of someone where they're at the end of their rope and they have to learn whatever their final lesson is, and then have that be their send off. Unless he dies in Doomsday.
Well, it's possible.
The thing that drives me crazy is when people say that, like, Thor Ragnarok was the first movie to make him funny. Like, no, he was hilarious in the first movie. I need a horse. You know, it's like
Ragnarok was the first movie to go too far with it.
Somebody mentioned Taika Waititi's other projects. Yeah, Flag Means Death is amazing. I love that show. Yeah. I think it's a great show.
Jojo Rabbit is incredible.
The only Taika Waititi project I've ever seen that I didn't like was Next Goal Wins.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Yeah.
Can't recommend it.
It's not bad. It's not good either, though.
So I get his humor, but I feel like for me in Thor Love and Thunder, it skewed too far from the Marvel identity for me.
Yeah. He works a lot better on his own IP, and I've stayed by that, which is why I'm I don't know if it's still happening, but I don't want him to do Star Wars. I do not think he's.
I will say,
Ooh.
in terms of the Thor storyline, and then we'll move on. But the Thor storyline, and you guys can rebut this if you want, if you have a different opinion. But we will move on after this. I hated Fat Thor. I hated that character.
Me too.
Yeah, I don't.
I enjoyed it.
I didn't like it because it tied depression to being overweight, and I felt like that was just not a good look, especially for a character that shouldn't technically be able to look that way. You know what I mean? It just, I don't know.
I mean,
I wish
That short of time too.
I mean, I was kind of lukewarm on it. You know, could they have done it better? Sure. The thing that kind of broke the immersion for me was like them being a little too real worldy with it, where they're just chilling on the couch playing Fortnite. It's like
I'm too woke for Fat Thor, I think is what it is.
Yeah.
I think I'm just too woke for that. Because
I just wish they took the like depression angle a little bit more serious, because I do really like, actually, in fact, kind of do what you did with Marvel Zombies. I actually really liked that idea where he lost everything, and they really took that seriously and had.
I also want to point out,
impactful.
I think for me, my favorite moment in Infinity War is when Thor shows up and basically saves the day, essentially, right? I love that moment. And then you take him, and in the next movie, you make him a depressed hipster type guy. And I'm just like, I didn't like that. That for me, it just wasn't satisfying. But I understand that I'm being too woke right now. So
well, it didn't help that it's a 5-year time jump, so you're being introduced to a version of him, and you don't see how he gets there.
Yeah,
so that didn't help.
With Smart Hulk.
You were just kind of thrown into it.
There.
So Cody here is chiming in. Oh, look how many months Cody has been a channel member. 69,
dude.
So there we go. Speaking of franchises not finishing, Fast and Furious. Yeah, there's drama about that. I didn't even know if I was going to talk about it tonight, but apparently there's like a whole bunch of production issues with Fast and Furious franchise.
Not so fast, not so furious.
So
I think it's got to do with Vin Diesel. Let me find it quickly.
So it's not finishing fast, and now people are furious.
Yeah,
imagine he just like produces it himself. He's like, "Fuck it, here's all my money."
let me see.
I've never been able to get into that franchise.
I've tried
hard.
There is no getting into it. You just watch it.
It's about family. Universal isn't sure they'll move forward with the final Fast and Furious film unless the budget is dropped. But look, I will say this: film budgets probably do need to come down. Like, they just need to come down right now.
And if you're going to have a high marketing budget, use it wisely.
And we know The Rock isn't a big draw anymore, so throwing him in something isn't going to work because the movie that just came out kind of bombed.
I think that movie would have bombed no matter who was in it, though. Like, I don't blame that. And by the way, I'm seeing it Wednesday.
Right.
I'm looking forward to seeing it. But box office is down across the board, and a non-IP drama film by A24 about I don't know. I just don't see there being the mass appeal for that, no matter who was in it.
Yeah. Well, it says there's no approved script, no release date. Most of the cast don't have deals yet. The studio wants the budget cut to $200 million because let's keep this very clear, because that's already a high budget anyway.
Yeah.
But there's like 1 million people in this franchise.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Is that what I think Fast and Furious needs to do is something that Marvel tried to do, but I think their budgets still stayed high. And that's pull it back a little bit. We need to rein it in, make the story about a handful of people, bring that budget down. Last film barely turned a profit. That's via the Wall Street Journal. So essentially, they're just saying that they don't know what they're going to do with this. I tried watching a lot of these like Fast and Furious movies. They never really did too much for me. You know what I mean? Like after the 6th or 7th movie, I just kind of was like, okay.
The 7th movie was the hardest for me to watch because of Paul Walker.
Yeah.
They need to do the American Wedding of Fast and Furious. Remember, like American Wedding? It was the third American Pie movie.
Yeah.
They cut the cast like in half. Like half the people didn't come back for it.
Yeah.
Just do that.
I think 5 was the last great Fast and Furious movie.
I agree. I like 5. Hot take. My favorite Fast and Furious is Tokyo Drift.
I've heard that from people.
My favorite's 5.
I love Tokyo Drift because it is disconnected from everything else outside of the first one. Because I do like the first one as well.
Tokyo Drift is what, 3?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Hash brown.
Is that the one that's like got Han in it but not got Han in it? Is that one?
No. He's in that movie. He's a main character in that movie. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't watch these movies at all. I've never seen one, but it does feel like something where maybe they should try the like Avengers Endgame, as weird as that sounds, approach, where it's like most of that movie is refocusing on like whatever your core cast of that movie is, more small. Weird to say, but weird small scale.
Yeah.
And then you can kind of end it being like, oh, here's all the cameos and all the characters we met along the way, blah, blah, blah. Obviously not in the same vein as Avengers Endgame. Don't be pulling out portals. But like that kind of idea, I think, works.
And Tokyo
with how crazy they've gone, Darren, you're probably not far off, because like they already have superpowers. They're already going to space.
Yeah, so they had Idris Elba like having in the spinoff one, like a suit that made him basically Captain America.
Yeah, so that doesn't seem too far. It's hilarious, by the way, that for Fast X, you look at the cast of that movie, how many of them are either currently playing comic characters or who recently did. It's hilarious how many of them there are.
And speaking like Tokyo Drift, it was kind of funny, like how that was like literally out of place, and it finally like comes full circle. Like 6 movies later,
I still play the Tokyo Drift song. Like that's requested in the club still.
Is
number 5 or 4?
The one that they play during the race. So
this is a random one, but does anybody ever request that We Own It song that's got Wiz Khalifa as part of it?
Not anymore.
Yeah. I had a feeling they probably did back then.
They did back in the day, yeah. So Hash Brown Deluxe here with the $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Depressed Thor could be like War Odin, how Hela recalled Odin was before she was banished. And Thor is angry at himself for not going for the head. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's kind of the thing we like honestly, Marvel Zombies does a really good job of showing like Thor, what I believe would be a depressed Thor.
Yeah.
In my mind.
Yep. Infinity War was more Thor's fault than Star-Lord's. I'll die on that.
I'm really excited to see him in Doomsday. I'm really excited to see what they approach, because I do kind of like the idea of almost this like PTSD Thor almost. Like I want a Thor that's sick and tired of losing people. Right? Every movie he loses his brother, his mother, his father, his girlfriend. And now that he has a daughter, I really like this idea that maybe at first he's like, no, I'm not gonna join this fight.
He loses his hammer in the first one.
I love, because Thor is one of my favorite MCU characters, right? He's one of my absolute favorite. Yeah. I always think of him as the MCU Superman. That's how I always picture him. He's like, in the context of phases 1, 2, and 3, that's the role that he plays. He is the Superman. He's the guy that when he shows up, shit's about to go down, right? That's what he is. Right. Yeah. So, and I love that about him, because he's literally a generic character from mythology that got turned into like one of the bigger Marvel characters. Because Thor in the comics, even if you love that character in the comics, he's never been a really popular character, like in terms of like outside of that bubble. No, so
my favorite line after he shows up in Infinity War was like, "You guys are so screwed."
No, like legitimately. Keep in mind, he's fought Hulk. That's what I mean. Like he's
there was a whole animated movie where he fought Hulk.
Yeah. So anyway, really good, by the way, we reached our goal. 5 super chats. We are done after the first hour. Thanks to Naruto and everyone else here coming through. $5 super chat. Naruto says, I saw Elizabeth Olsen recently said about Multiverse of Madness. I was expecting to be a hero, then I found out 3 weeks before filming I'm the villain. Well, yeah. I mean,
you filmed WandaVision's ending. I don't know where you thought that was going to go.
I think she thought she was going to be looking for her kids, like in a not a bad way.
Well, and they were, yeah. And I don't know. Yeah, I know she, like, there are always conflicting reports with how you see people talking about that movie. Mm-hmm. But what people, what's the word I want to use? A misconception that people have with that is they think that the people's problems, like whether you're talking about Haley Atwell, Elizabeth Olsen, or whoever, they think that the problems are with the director, and that's the exact opposite. They all said that they had a great experience working with Sam, and that they like would be open to doing more with them. But the things that got them frustrated, particularly Olsen, was all of the script rewrites, and after a certain point, she just stopped reading it.
Yeah, yeah. This is one thing we've kind of talked about a good bit, where it's like having a good director is almost meaningless in the MCU at this point, because the movie that the studio wants to make is this movie you're going to get no matter what fantastic director you have on board.
Yeah.
I think not having the script 3 weeks before you start filming is kind of I just don't like that technique. I don't.
No, I hear that. I wish
that
we
is
could go back
yeah.
to like phases 1 and 2, where each film had its own identity, even if it was part of the same franchise.
Yeah.
Like Captain America 1 has a different identity than Captain America 2, but they're both Captain America movies.
It's more like product versus project, which I'm not a fan of, where it doesn't even if it is a good movie, it's still kind of made like by committee. It's like, okay, it's time to film it. It's like,
I hopefully we're done with that, and I think unfortunately,
Hopefully,
I think unfortunately kind of the last remnants of that was Captain America Brave New World. Like
I
that
hope
was
so.
like the last one to suffer from that, because even though Fantastic Four and Thunderbolts were not big financial successes, they were both getting positive reviews from the way that they were filmed, shot, and written. So hopefully we're on an upward trail.
Shadius here became a member on the channel. Thank you so much for the support, Shadius. I do appreciate it.
We've also reached the goal.
Yeah, we did. I mentioned that a second ago, but thank you for reminding me. But the poll is already up, so you guys go and vote on the poll now.
On the poll goal.
I don't
Agree,
think
Chris.
that Bucky getting the shield made a lot of sense in the chronological time
Bucky
that
was a war
things
criminal.
happen. Yeah, it wouldn't have worked. Like if it would have happened at a different point, you could maybe argue that Bucky redeemed himself and maybe he could do that. But at the point where the shield was passed on, it wouldn't have made sense to give Bucky the shield.
In fairness, Jake, though, he did what? He was the governor, or he was the he was
a
part of.
congressman. Yeah.
I also don't think
Congressman,
Bucky would ever want the shield. To be honest,
I get that. Like Bucky has always been the soldier, and I make this point so much. But in the first movie, right before Steve takes the serum, they say, "Not the perfect soldier, but the good man." And what are some of Steve's last words to Sam? "You're a good man, Sam." That's why he got it. He knows that Sam, despite not having the serum, he has the heart and the morals to honor the legacy of that shield.
And he has the courage to jump on a grenade.
And also, it hasn't even been that long for him in canon, once you think about it, right? Like, Civil War's 2016, Infinity War's 2018, right?
Yeah, 2 years.
That's 2 years later, then he's blipped. So it's only actively been 2 years since he was actively murdering and killing people. Like, he was not emotionally ready, and we see that in Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
I was going to just say, in that show, it addresses where he is and why it makes sense for Sam to have the shield. You know what I mean?
He's encouraging Sam to have the shield, because even in Bucky's own mind, he's like, listen, this can't be me. It has to be you.
Right. So the reason I'm showing these pictures is somebody shared these high quality photos of the costumes from Madam Web on Twitter. And I'm like, they went through the trouble of making some of these suits, and
I want this movie.
They were in the movie for 5 seconds.
This is not the movie that
one
we got.
image is better quality than the movie.
I would love to see a director's cut of Madam Web. Because it was clearly Dakota Johnson has said this is not the movie I signed up for.
Yeah,
there was a lot of ADR. I want to know what this movie was.
Yeah,
it was going to be Terminator 2 with Spider-Man, basically.
Yeah,
Ronan's out somewhere. What are you doing, Ronan?
Ronan, what's up?
How was Tron, Ronan?
I just got out of the grid.
Was it good? Or can you not say?
Oh, I could, my social post is out there. It's something. And
did Morbius show up? It's something.
It's a movie that was made.
I am so of mixed feelings on this new Tron movie, because I love Tron. I love Tron so much. I've been wanting a Tron 3. And then they're giving us a Tron 3, and it's got Jared Leto in it.
Yep.
Yeah. I just saw a post that was really interesting that I did agree with, where they said, let me read the quote here. It's so funny, Disney spent all this money on promotion like they didn't shoot their foot with a shotgun by casting Jared Leto. And I kind of 100% agree. Like I don't even like Tron, but I think I would have gone to see this if it wasn't Jared Leto.
You know what's weird? I'll say this. I'm not supposed to. There's breadcrumbs in the movie that I'm like, ooh, this would have been good to highlight more of, but I can't say much more until tomorrow. But yeah, it's something. I'll say this. Thank God Greta Lee was in this movie. There's a couple comedians who are like supporting characters. Thank God they were in the movie. And I'll say this: Nine Inch Nails. They're not Daft Punk, but they did a good job with the music. And
I love the Daft Punk music in the second movie. That's one of my favorite parts of it, to be honest.
I adore that soundtrack. But yeah, there is more. Oh man, I want to tell you so much more, but I just got out of the movie theater.
Yeah. You don't have to do it. We'll wait for your review tomorrow, whenever that drops. So
yeah.
By the way, I was just at RetroCon several weeks ago in Philadelphia, and Bruce Boxleitner was there.
Oh man,
Bruce is not in the new movie, he said, or at least he's contractually obliged to say he's not in the new movie. I don't know. But he was begging everyone to go see the new movie no matter what. He said, I'm not in it, but go see it. Because he said, I want to come back as Tron, and if you do not go see this one at the box office, there will be no Tron 4. So if you want to see me back as Tron, go see this one.
Yeah, go see it at the box office where you buy popcorn.
Hearing that, I got some thoughts. Okay, anyways, I survived. I'll tell you that. I survived.
Okay. All right. So, we got this. I want to go through these pictures quickly though, because of Madam Web. There's 4. They got 4 high quality shots here that I'd never seen before. And each one of these suits looks incredible to me in these shots.
Yeah.
That one's really good. This one, so good. So good.
Yeah.
And then of course,
that is straight up Julia Carpenter's Spider-Woman get up.
I feel bad for all of them, but like Sydney seems so excited to play that character. Like she felt like she was so into it. And people laugh at me when I say this. I would legitimately watch a Madam Web 2 just because I feel like the movie I signed on for was the end of the movie. I want to see the movie I was promised. That was not the movie that they told us. I want to see this movie, and we didn't get this movie.
The movie I saw was basically the villain just like, instead of like living for 10 years, he like jumps it. Like, let's kill me now.
She looked like Velma in Scooby-Doo 2 when she had that tight dress.
Well, I mean, when you look at both those projects, when you look at this and the Velma, it kind of asks you this. You kind of ask the same question after both of them. Who was this made for?
Right.
I'll tell you, I'm a huge supporter, and I want so badly for Sony to knock one out of the park because I feel we need Sony.
Yeah.
Madam Web is the kind of movie I want to champion so bad.
Yeah, same.
Because it's a movie that's taking a big swing. It's not the most commercial idea. This is an idea. This is a studio taking a risk, doing something that you need the wild card. I always say Fox was the wild card. You had DC and Marvel playing it safe. Then you had Fox that came out and was like, we're going to do the R-rated Deadpool. We're going to do the R-rated Logan. And they were the ones that kind of made it okay to go to that weird place because Marvel and DC were going to play it safe if there wasn't the wild card to come in there and shake things up. And now that Disney has absorbed Fox, Sony needs to be the wild card. And I want them to succeed so badly.
Yeah. And
to be fair,
that's what I'm hoping for Noir. I'm hoping for Spider-Man Noir to be good. Please make that work.
To be fair, the only reason you got this established genre in the first place was largely because of an R-rated wild card in Blade. So it's not like they weren't doing them near the beginning. They're just
reinvented it. Yeah, I think it sucks too because I think out of all the announced projects, this was the one that had I think the most legs. Like that was the one for years. I was like, Venom, I don't know. Craven's weird, but
Craven had potential. They just had the wrong idea.
Albedo goes, a movie filled with baddies and they fumbled.
Thanks, Albedo.
The one Sony movie that I think has the most potential, and from what I understand, it's still on the cards, is the one that Bad Bunny was going to do, El Muerto.
Yeah,
because that's a character who I think only appeared in like 1 or 2 Spider-Man comics. So that gives you carte blanche. You could do whatever you want.
Yeah, you could. 100%.
And there's so much potential there.
By the way, Bad Bunny is extremely popular. Like having him in a movie would be very beneficial to them. But
I'm pretty sure he dropped out of that.
Go ahead,
He said no. I was just gonna say, like, I'm pretty sure like the movie could still happen, but he won't not.
Yeah, because it was gonna be that, and then one about another Z-list Spider-Man villain, the Hypno Hustler, where both of those were gonna be projects, and they have both been axed.
Actually, as of yesterday, Sony still says that the El Muerto movie's on the cards. I was reading about it yesterday. And they have said that they are going to keep doing these movies without Spider-Man because overall it's successful for them. The individual films may not be doing great, but it's keeping the rights at Sony, and the profit they're making outweighs what losses they have
from Spider-Man and stuff. Yeah.
I heard Bad Bunny and I thought Bugs Bunny goes bad.
Oh my god. We got a couple super chats here. Lone Wolf with a $10 super chat. Thank you, Lone Wolf. Eric, can I send you something on Discord? I just want your guys' opinion on this take. It's not mine. I just found an interesting commentary in regards to last week's episode. Too long for super chat. Just let me know where you're sending it. Like, just tell me where you're going to send it to. If you're going to send it in like a DM or something, and we will take a look at it. And then Cameron says, with a $5 super chat, I posted the absolute version of Justice League lineup members and Nerdcast suggestions in Discord. Absolute version of Justice League lineup. I think it's the thing you mentioned earlier. So I will take a look at that, and we will talk about that briefly, because in 15 minutes, I want to go ahead and get into our top 5 thing, if we can get through it.
Ooh, we got 2 of them, don't we?
We're just doing 1 tonight.
What was tonight's top 5?
Oh, top 5 women who were leads in movies or co-leads in movies. So
any genre,
anything of all time.
Was it the women who were leads, or just the women-led movies?
I mean, isn't that the same thing?
Sorry, I didn't know if we were talking about like the character or the movie period.
However you want to interpret it.
All right.
All of the above.
Yeah, I feel like if the woman is the lead of the movie, you can just say the movie if you want. It's fine. It's up to you.
All right.
I maybe if other people made the same distinction, that's fine too. I don't mind. All right, so I saw this today, and I just want everybody's take on this because I feel like this is an interesting comment from Kevin Feige, considering we've all sort of speculated about this. It says Kevin Feige teases Tom Holland becoming proper Spider-Man and meeting Punisher. And the quote they went with this is, we are seeing for the first time in the Tom Holland Spider-Man stories him being a proper Spider-Man. Who are the other street level characters that we've never seen him interact with. And of course, I know the Punisher started in a Spider-Man comic.
So the other one I wanted to interact with is Human Torch.
So I guess Homecoming never happened?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like I don't have a problem with like the fans sort of seeing this as a return to like the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man concept. But it's weird to hear Kevin Feige saying that, considering how important Spider-Man has been to the MCU since he was introduced in Civil War.
And he's always been, Spider-Man over the course of these movies. Like, people saying that he only became Spider-Man in the back half of No Way Home. It's not necessarily true. He was always Spider-Man. His arc was about becoming an independent hero. So that's the arc that was fulfilled. Darren, what were you looking at up there for your shelf? Every time I see you do that, I get nervous.
He's looking at female-led movies.
Looking at female leads, yeah.
I actually think that
Jake
had his list already done.
What?
Did you have your list already done?
Oh,
I did.
I got mine done. Like
I have it in the can.
Oh,
I already have the Gooning one done too.
We will cover the Gooning one later because I have to make some changes to that. But...
Ronan, I hope.
What the hell is a Gooning?
So, Ronan, I hope that one of mine on here is not one that I steal from you.
Oh no!
Likewise.
All right.
Originally, the Gooning one was just who in the DC do you find attractive?
Yeah, I know, but I have
okay.
to. I'm going to make some. I'm going to make some changes to that.
Ronnie,
It won't
wait.
affect your list, but I'm going to make changes to the way we're going to do it.
Oh boy.
So, any other thoughts on this? Because I feel like for me, and I said this when we looked at the footage, the footage they released about a month ago. I said that I felt like for me, this is the first time I'm really seeing Tom Holland as Peter Parker from my perspective. It's just weird to hear Kevin Feige saying that. And I almost wonder if this is him trying to sell this to the audience now because of where things are, if that makes any sense.
That's my guess. That's
I
my
don't know
guess.
if it's really needed though, because like the audience's presumption that's happening, I feel like it's already going to be enough of a sell on its own. That's going to be enough of a draw. So I don't really think they need to put extra icing on it. That's my take anyway. But also, I don't know how. I guess I don't know why you would include those two things in that one sentence. Becoming proper Spider-Man and meeting Punisher. It's like, how are those things related?
Well, because I
Joy.
actually think he understands how popular Punisher is. You know what I mean? I think that's what it is.
Punisher definitely has popularity, and granted, it would be a good time for him to meet Punisher, especially since in his last movie he did try to murder somebody, and if not for Tobey Maguire, then
he's technically already met Daredevil. Technically,
he has met Daredevil, and I think that him, coming off of that point where he was stopped from taking a life, then he sees somebody who he, for a time, he might consider a hero, and then he sees them, doing that, and he'll kind of, have to decide, what sort of hero he's going to be.
Right. All right, let's get over here and check out these super chats.
I still wonder what the nickname Punisher is going to give Spider-Man.
Well, you'll have to wait. That's a secret.
All I want to hear is John Bernthal go, "I'll tell you what, kid. You bullet
I wonder if he's going to call him Webs instead of Red.
There are just two words I want to hear John Bernthal's Punisher say at some point. At some point, I just need to hear him go, "Battle Van."
I do wonder how violent he's going to be in a PG-13 movie.
No. I wonder.
I feel like it'll be the same as like Wolverine. And
You just won't see it.
other movies.
I think it's going to be more implied violence. Like he's doing everything he would normally do. It's just kind of, you have the camera like right above it or cut away. Yeah.
Extremely bloodless.
Which is
in
what
the rating,
Freedom
it'll
wants.
say
Freedom wants that.
I don't know.
in the rating, it'll.
All that for a drop of blood.
I mean, just because it's a PG-13 movie doesn't mean like they're going to cut away from the blood. Because look at Multiverse of Madness. There's a lot of gore in that movie.
They have to be very creative with it, though. I think. They have to be really creative with it.
But then you also have Black Panther 2, where like she's stabbed through the chest and they pull out the staff and there's no blood on it. It's like, all right, guys, come on, you could have put a little bit there.
Yeah.
I love that movie, but that is a criticism of mine.
Tell me, do you bleed? Actually, no.
No. Naruto here with the $5 super chat says Bad Bunny is a source of outrage lately after the announcement he's doing the Super Bowl halftime show. I've been keeping up with that. I posted a few things on my community tab about it.
It's embarrassing.
The education system in the United States is so awful. Like,
it's embarrassing.
They don't know that Puerto Rico is a U.S. territory, which technically makes Bad Bunny a U.S. citizen. You don't need a passport.
Say that. Yeah.
It's just so weird to me. Like, also them trying to like make English an official language, and I'm like, what difference does that make? Beyonce doesn't go to Italy and sing in Italian. Like, just because it's the official language doesn't mean that you have to say that you can only speak that language.
Some may say that in the USA we speak a bastardized version of English. Some might even say that.
I think it's almost it's almost caveman. Honestly, is what we speak at this point.
I'll say this: that like I thought I've been losing IQ points these past few years, and then I turn on the TV or the internet, and I'm like, phew. Okay, I think I'm doing good. And I don't know if anybody sees SNL, but I love his monologue.
You're using your blinkers, by the way.
No,
what was that?
Every time I hear a slang term that like the kids these days are using, and I'm not, sorry, Darren, if it's like I'm looping you into that, I'm not.
Oh my god!
Whenever I hear one of the slang terms that they're coming up with, or
like skibbity,
out there, that's one of them. But I'm just sitting there, I'm thinking, is this an actual word?
Is that Cap? Are you speaking Cap right now? What's going on?
A thing I was pointing out with Ronan.
Where's your Riz at, Jake? No Riz?
Where's my silver bullet at? More like
That slaps, man. That slaps.
The
Kinda
word
like
that got my wife and I was my daughter said bet. And we're like, what? We're like, what? What did you say? And she says bet. And we're like, what does that mean? And she goes, like, somebody says something and you go bet. And we're like, is it like you betcha? And she goes, no. And then she starts using it. And I'm like, no, you're literally, that's exactly what it is. You're saying you betcha, but you're just
shortening it down.
To like,
That's been a thing for like 10 years, though.
our head exploded with that one.
oh god damn it, Parker. That's a bad one.
You sound like J. Jonah Jameson right there.
Me? Oh
Yeah, damn it, Parker.
I got it.
You ate with that one, Jake. Jake ate with that one.
There was a term in Drake and Josh where Miranda Cosgrove's character goes boob. I'm like, as a kid, I didn't know what that meant.
Long before that.
Wait, she said boob? B-O-O-B?
Yeah, she basically calls them boobs.
Wait. Is this a Gooner moment again?
No.
Oh,
It was as I grew up, it turns out it's a term of calling them like.
Oh, I get what you're saying. So
Hey.
in your mind, you thought of boobs like boobs, but you didn't know it was used as like
I thought I was talking
like somebody who's a clown or something.
Can you
like
get away with calling someone by someone's private parts?
Hey,
Well,
Dan
remember-
Schreier, you got a friend over here.
Dr. Smith used to call the robot bubble-headed booby on Lost in Space.
Yeah.
Guys, we got to make a call. Dan Schreier's got a friend over here.
Oh no. Alex Alexander with a $5 super chat says you say you want Sony to get a win, but Spider-Verse and the Spider-Man games is their win. That's okay. That is true. Like the animated stuff and the games are both
That's
very
where they get
popular
their wins
for them. And that's why what you were saying about them holding on to the intellectual property is important to them. It's because of the things that are massively successful for them,
but like you need to lean into what make those work in the first place. Like you need to do that on a larger scale, which I think they might be trying to do. I do think the Spider-Man Noir is their first testing ground to be like, oh, will people watch Spider-Man?
I don't know how I feel about that, because as much as I do love Nick Cage, he takes all kinds of roles. Like he's been in stuff that's absolute garbage. But
to be fair, he's kind of turned over the last couple of years. He was taking anything because he was apparently in a lot of debt. Though I don't understand what the heck he did that he was in that much debt. But apparently he's since paid it off, and he's been doing movies like Pig and Massive Talent. Like he's kind of turned a corner because he doesn't have to take just anything anymore.
I mean, actors usually buy lots of cars, and maybe that's
he apparently at one time he had the world's largest collection of Elvis memorabilia, and then he married Lisa Marie Presley. I'm still convinced that she was a collectible to him.
Oh
like I need her for the collection.
We had another super chat here from Stagger.
She was a gold digger.
$4.99 super chat. And they say, I thought you would all like to know I am now subscribed to all of your channels.
Thank you.
There we go.
Thank you. Very kind of you.
Disappear?
Very kind. Appreciate it.
Yeah, he'll be back though. Sometimes that happens.
I'll try not to let you down.
Thanks, Stagger4.
Much appreciated. Thank you for the super chat as well.
Hope you survived the experience.
All right, let's see if my cat will settle down. She was screaming at the door for me to let her in. And now she's going to leave. She's going to go away after I let her in.
Should I be insulted? Reed says, me too, besides Joe.
Hey, do you want me to eat all these words over here? Is that what this is? Is this going to be like Hungry Hippos? He got completely sidetracked.
So Reed needs to go subscribe to Joe's channel. At least one of the two. Just pick one. Doesn't matter which one it is. Well, except it should be Concession Stand, because I think that's the one that he's doing the live stream on.
Yeah, I don't do much on Adventures anymore.
Yeah.
But when I do, it's going to be epic. So
I got one of my videos for the Wolverine game out a few hours before I popped on here. So
whatever Joe does, it's going to be crazy.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you did, Drake. Yeah, bub. Yeah, you did.
All right, let's
Oh,
go
did you
back
see it?
here.
I saw it up here. I was at a movie.
Gotcha. Oh, by the way, for anybody who plays that one, little self promo here, you'll probably recognize the music I have playing in the background. If you know anything about the world of Marvel, you might recognize it.
Is it
Did
a
you
Marvel
license Johnny
game?
Cash music?
No, I was not that fortunate. If I had that kind of dough, and no offense to Johnny Cash, that's not the first thing I would do with it.
Damn.
All right, so we'll wait for Darren to get back to do our list if Darren returns. I know he was really looking forward to doing this list, but
You sounded like you were about to ask something.
who, me?
Yeah.
No. I'm just ready to move on to the next topic. I was waiting to see if Darren was going to come back or not. All right, so I want to talk a little bit about. Actually, we've got a couple of things that people sent on Discord. So if Darren doesn't come back, we'll do those, and then we'll see about doing the list. But we'll get to there. So this comment has been showing up a lot of places. I've been arguing with a lot of people over this comment because it seems like everyone is so intent on, going after James Gunn that even him talking about racism in his show now has become some sort of
Wait a minute.
arguing point. Yeah,
It took this for people to call James Gunn polarizing. Like, he's been a pretty polarizing director for a bit. Like, people have loved his stuff, people have not. And this was the breaking point for them?
Well, I guess so.
Oh, okay.
Wait, did somebody else leave?
Yeah, Ronan dipped. I think
Yeah.
he's
Home.
going to pop back once he gets...
Okay, all right.
He's going to pop back on mobile, I think.
I'm not going to rant like last time, but I do want to talk about this. So
Yeah, I don't want to fall asleep.
Stroking your cat like Godfather and
my cat just wants to be like right over here. It's like Dr. Claw from Inspector Gadget. If anybody's old enough to remember that cartoon.
Oh my god!
Catch you next time,
Dr.
Yeah.
Claw.
Damn, I love
So
that song.
James Gunn says, "I'm okay with being polarizing and letting racist fall to the wayside." Oh, Ronan said that he's back. Here we go. Welcome back.
Hello.
He goes, I'm okay with being polarizing and letting racists fall to the wayside. People have loved this episode the most, so it's exciting. Listen, we're dealing with a very sensitive subject. We're dealing with racism at the same time. There's humor in this episode. And so you're dealing with something very delicate, and yet we're not being delicate about it. But I don't think we're not being delicate in a non-thoughtful way. I think we're being thoughtful about it. Now, a lot of people are taking this comment and saying that James Gunn is calling fans racist because of this comment.
Where were those words anywhere in there?
Exactly. I'm trying to read that into it because it sounds to me like he's talking about racism and racist comments on the internet, not the fans of the show. Right?
I think he's talking specifically about the people who are offended that Nazis were depicted as bad guys.
That's another good point. But I still don't think that, I don't think that James Gunn should not take that stance because that is the logical stance to take, right? Like, you shouldn't be defending Nazis and fascism, which I see a lot of people doing that on this, and they're framing it like, oh, all the white people are bad. Well, when you're telling a Nazi storyline, if he had black people as Nazis, they'd be complaining that it's not accurate. So, this is just the story that he's telling, right? That's what he's saying. But I was going through the comments here. I just want to read you guys. We're going to pull them up on screen here.
I got
Some
to
of
pay
the
close
stuff.
attention so I don't raise my fist at the wrong time.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see if I can find it here. Actually, it's all the way at the top of my bookmarks. So let's look at this one first. Here's one. This one's interesting. So this comment here goes, I watched DC's Peacemaker expecting fun, but I ended up hearing James Gunn insulting my Christian faith, claiming that Nazis idolize Christ. I want to point something out. This is why I said what I said about this is why I said what I said about them not nailing the landing with this one. We don't know the entire backstory of Earth X. We didn't spend a lot of time on Earth X. So what Judah Master was explaining was that this is a Nazi world through the lens of Americans. And Americans love to use Christianity as a a push towards anything in general. Like a lot of people
Oh,
in
yeah.
America do that. So combining, because keep in mind, I think what people don't understand is Nazis didn't invade the United States. The United States sided with Germany in this world. So we were part of that, meaning that Nazis didn't come over from Germany and tell us you can't be Christian. We sided with them. So in this reality, America, the United States of America, is a partner with Germany in ruling the world. So Christianity wouldn't disappear from the United States because of that. I mean,
Yep, that is a new concept. It's not a new concept. Like, it's like, there's a big argument of like, should, church and state be connected or should they be separate? Like, it's not, man, it's weird. Like how people don't realize this. And it's a lack of people doing a modicum of research.
Yeah. I also want to point out that in Germany during that period of time, Christianity as we know it was not something that the Nazis wanted. They wanted a Nazi version of Christianity. It was still Christianity, but they called it positive Christianity, and they tried to make it a state-run religious belief system that they were trying to implement at that time in Nazi Germany. But you would have to know that to understand that was the story that was being told here through the lens, again, of a Earth where America sided with Germany. I don't think that James did a good job of explaining any of this, unfortunately.
Yeah, we've said that, like, he touches on stuff but doesn't lean into it all the way, which is something like that's open to have a proper debate. But if people feel offended that, like, why is he targeting me? Why is my values? I'm like, no. You're not doing your diligence of like actually watching it and doing your research. And B, if you really are offended by the remark on that show, look in the mirror. Are you sharing these similar beliefs? And if so,
I've always said it. Only a hit dog hollers. So if you're not the target, you shouldn't be offended by it. Like,
funny thing is, go ahead, Jake. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. This just pisses me off. All those people that get offended for things like this. You want to know? This might blow some people's minds. I have no idea. You could just as easily take all that energy that you're using to be offended about insert thing here and use it to not be offended, or use it for something productive instead of getting upset over this.
It's so weird, and like you said, like it's definitely making people look inward. Where it's like, like they're calling out Nazis and blah 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 blah. And, they're like calling out the American people. It's like, so you are admitting that the people that they're calling out are also you.
Right.
Did you like?
I don't think people are their comprehension doesn't even exist for them to understand that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think so. Here we have a comment from Gothix, who is another content creator, who goes, "Last night I watched the latest episode of Peacemaker, and now I understand why people find James Gunn insufferable. Apparently, according to this show, Nazis love Jesus. Also, the USA has a Nazi problem because, they're Christians." I mean, there's also a little bit of allegory here. I think this is where it sort of steps into the real world, where a lot of people are dealing with this extreme Christian connection to white supremacy, which does exist. It is happening.
Yep.
Like, we know this, right? So when you have something like that in a show, it's almost like the show was smarter than some of the people watching it. Is that a fair statement? Like, I think maybe the episode and there's a comment about August here that I want to talk about that changes my perspective a little bit. I still don't like the way it went down, but it does change my perspective a little bit. And then it goes, to be fair, I should have known that was coming after that unnecessary orgy scene in the earlier episodes. I don't know why I expected anything less from a man who thinks sweaty balls flopping everywhere is art.
These guys, some people, I forgot who said it, maybe multiple people, but like, and what's happening nowadays, how much people who are leaning into the powers that are in charge right now in our country someone keeps saying that there's a bunch of we really didn't realize how much pussies are there on the right side
for
of the country. And like
I do want to point out, this is why I was so passionate the other night when we talked about this. I knew that this was going to be the response from so many people on social media. We have Aaron Fisher here, complete clown energy.
I hate this guy.
I do too. I do. Clown energy. James Gunn is the one that can't stop talking about race and Nazis. It's like he's obsessed. It's actually quite sick. So, my dude, you're telling on yourself. You are telling on yourself. What is the issue with making Nazis the villain and talking about racism when Nazis are the villain? What is the issue with that story?
People react to those things because they're having the hard conversations that most people just aren't ready to hear.
Yeah, I can only imagine this guy is not a fan of Inglourious Bastards, or
it's probably
like I love that movie. Yeah. And like again, that's what fiction allows us to express feelings that we probably like are afraid to tackle at points. And again, like I can't believe I'm bringing back Marvel, but like in the 80s, and Jake really knows about this. There was a book called God Loves, Man Kills. And Chris Claremont decided to like tackle on his perspective of how evangelists were really taking a belief and weaponizing it, and how they use it to lure people and make them antagonistic to others who are different from themselves. And you look at it now, and it's just like it's sad how much history just keeps repeating itself, and how much boneheads still don't get the memo across. And that's why people say it's not so subtle, or the subtlety doesn't exist anymore. I'm like, because we keep getting stupid. We don't deserve subtlety anymore at points. Like,
but I want to point out that I was the one saying that subtlety is not going to work. I was saying that last week as well.
And again, this is a different example. People were saying, "Oh, why does he bring this up?" And I'll never forget. I will never forget when I was watching Watchmen, first episode of the HBO show, and the whole Tulsa massacre was brought up, and I wasn't angry that why are they using this? When I was like, wait, this was real. And what did I do? I went to go and do some research, and I felt ashamed. Wow, my childhood, nobody about this.
Yeah.
Like maybe now I learned something more out of this experience, and like again, it's just I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, like, whew.
Yeah.
At points, and also people who are worried about James Gunn. I remember when he was promoting Creature Commandos. In one of the first interviews before the show came out, I think it was IGN who asked him, "Are you worried about alienating, people because of the Nazi stuff?" And him and his producer were laughing. They're like, "No, we're not afraid to lose some of the Nazi fans because in our show we shoot up the Nazis." He's like, "No, I'm not afraid of that." I'm like, "Cheers, man, cheers."
The fact in 2025, it's a hot take to say "fuck Nazis" is insane.
Yeah.
Like, what happened?
We live in a society.
Jesus.
So I want to point out, I've already covered this Endymion tweet on the Debunks channel. If you want to hear me talk about it, I did a whole video where I talked about it. So it's a dumb take. It's, again, people telling on themselves. But here we have a tweet. It says, Nazis used to be the bad guys in most mainstream American media for decades, and y'all had no problem with it. You only do now because you now identify with Nazis. The media didn't change. Y'all got radicalized. That is too real for some people. And then Darren shared this one over here. This was a response to this. This is why the quote here, this person here didn't even mention this, but this is what he quotes here. Every Trump supporter is a Nazi. Also, let's make the show where we brutally murder modern day Nazis, including women and children. After leftists openly celebrated Charlie, this is all bullshit. No prominent person on the left celebrated the Charlie Kirk's murder. That just didn't happen. Nobody on the left even called for more violence. This is all just a lie.
Yeah.
But he never said anything about Trump supporters. But it's funny to me. It's really funny to me that this person immediately identifies Trump supporters with Nazis.
It's like, so you are admitting that is the group that you identify. It's so weird. Like, you're not reading in between the lines.
That's the same kind of labelism that they call everyone out for. They're doing the exact same thing.
Yeah.
It reminds me of when Ewan McGregor came out and said, hey, Star Wars fans, don't be racist. And they said, he's calling all Star Wars fans racist.
Exactly. It's that exact same thing.
If you heard that statement and said, he must mean me.
Let's also keep in mind, let's unpack this scene for a second, right? Let's unpack this based on this person's response, because he's sharing the scene. Judo Master and ads were being chased by an angry mob of people that wanted to lock them up and force them into hard labor. And your takeaway from this is we shouldn't show them defending themselves because that's bad. On a fictional world where literal Nazis are in charge of the world.
I guarantee they didn't actually know the real context. I guarantee these people did not watch the episode. They're not watching Peacemaker. They're jumping on a bandwagon. They saw this clip on TikTok and they said, oh, woo is me. How dare they call me the Nazi out? It's so weird.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
I have one more tweet I want to share.
People who don't watch Peacemaker? You don't mean me, do you? Kid. Okay.
I want
to
with don't this raise context, the fist, Jake. Don't do it.
That's not me throwing a spotlight on myself, but the way that you phrase your earlier phrases, that's why I did that in that moment.
This is the last thing I want to share on this. And I've been trying to unpack Augie's situation since James Gunn talked about him being a good guy. And we talk about him being in a situation where maybe he didn't have a choice, but he did because Vigilante 2 had a choice.
Yeah.
Vigilante 2 had a choice. He could have been a hero working alongside the police and the government in a Nazi world if he wanted to be, but he didn't. He chose, as a person without an Iron Man armor, without superpowers, he chose to fight with the resistance. So for me, there's no excuse for August in this sense, in that sense. And then I saw this tweet, and this tweet sort of encapsulates my problem with Auggie, but it also explains why James did it, because I think there was a little more thought in this. Earth X Auggie Smith is such a great critique on centrist and passive politics. He might not be a Nazi, but he, quote, does what he can while accepting that he lives in a fascist world. He's disgusted by Nazis, but not enough to fight them and abandon his literal mansion and wealth. And I thought, holy shit. Holy shit.
What is that reply down there? Look at that. Look at that one reply.
It's bullshit. I'm not even gonna we're not even gonna get into that. One man against the world when he's literally part of the top trio, but whatever. Go off, Queen.
I did like his character. I think it is a good representation, let's be honest, of America, of what we do
Absolutely. Every day. If this take here is a take that's so deep that I didn't even think of it. I'm like, holy shit.
The only issue I have with this entire thing is James Gunn came out and was like, he is a great man.
I didn't like that. I didn't like that.
That is the problem there.
I didn't like that. Yeah.
He is a good character if, as a creator, you can be like, he is a flawed character. And it is okay to be a flawed character. We are all flawed characters. He was scared.
I wouldn't classify somebody who's working alongside Nazis because he doesn't think he can do more as a good person. I think that I don't think that's a good person. Does that mean that he was a Nazi? Not necessarily, but he definitely had no problem working with them. And a lot of times the end result is the same, right? Because again, Vigilante made the choice to not do that.
Yeah. Yeah, and again, like we, even us, like I think like us everyday people do the same thing. There are wars and tragedies and injustice happening every day, but we don't think about it. We're not helping. We're not doing like that is something that we all deal with. And I think it is a good commentary, and I think it is helpful to shine a light. Like, hey, guys, this stuff is happening every day. I just wish he got a chance to change. That's what I wish. I wanted that storyline to be him realizing, oh, I can be doing more. Oh, I can be standing up against these injustices. I
agree. I think he was a reachable character. I think he's a character who can be convinced to go further.
Yes.
But he didn't get that opportunity. But
yeah, I wish. Like, I think he died too soon. I think he's such an interesting character that we don't even begin to unravel. Like, it feels like it's just at the precedence of something very fascinating, and that goes with the whole season. This whole Earth X
I actually think that we have to deal with now the fact that Adrian killed his father in that moment.
Yeah.
Technically, you know, we have to unpack that, I guess.
I love how we said we're not going to get lost in the weeds on this, and we've been on it for like half an hour.
Right. Well, I want to go through quickly. I'm looking at Discord right now because Cameron said he sent over the absolute injustice stuff here. Hold on, let me see. Visit site. The Justice League is an alliance of powerful figures in the government and business formed to oppose superheroes and prevent them from upsetting the natural order. This is in the Absolute Universe. Doesn't really have much else about it. Is there any who shared this with me? Was it Cameron?
That was the name you said. 60.
Yeah, I think that's what. Yeah, it is. That's Cameron. Yeah. So if there's any pictures or something, I can show that. I don't know. I don't see that anywhere. And I think Lone Wolf shared something here about the Odyssey. I think that's what you want us to talk about. So I'll bring that up on screen for a second. And let's see here. Is anybody excited about the Odyssey, by the way?
Oh yeah.
Yes. One of my most anticipated.
Read the book a bunch of times in college. Love it. And just looking at the cast alone, it is stacked. And honestly, coming after Oppenheimer, they probably looked at Christopher Nolan and said, "You can do whatever the hell you want."
Oh yeah.
Well, here it says Sean Avery, the actor in the Odyssey, revealed that it is the biggest movie ever made. The quote is, "It is the biggest movie ever made. We filmed in 5 countries. No CGI, no green screen, and in the middle of the ocean. We were in Sicily. That's why when Biz is like, we go," and he goes on his walkabouts. I said, "I just walked Iceland, Sicily, Greece, where else? Scotland," which is unbelievable. So I think this movie is going to be crazy.
It seems like you went on the Odyssey as well.
Were you saying look in the cast here?
Yeah, just look at that top cast.
Matt Damon, Anne Hathaway, Tom Holland, Zendaya, Lupita Nyong'o, Robert Pattinson, and John Bernthal.
Yep.
And there's more in there too beyond just them.
It's stacked. It's interesting, like no CGI, because there are like, aren't there like fucking like
there
Cyclopses and shit?
I mean, you have Cyclops, you have the Scylla and Charybdis, who are like part of the Nightmare.
Yeah.
Sorry, you got the nerd in me coming out now. I love that book.
Is it all practical shit? Like I'm curious. Is it like makeup and stuff? Like that could be kind of cool.
I mean, did they have to wait for the right weather to film in certain scenes, like cloudy?
So, Lone Wolf,
Chris, no.
Lone Wolf actually sent over a comment. I'm going to read the comment out, and then we'll move on to our list here. Coy Jandro take on the episode. I guess that's a content creator. Is anybody familiar with that? Coy Jandro. Yeah. I don't know who is that.
Yeah, Coy's a good friend.
A lot of panels. Yeah, he does Real Rejects. He does.
Okay. I'm familiar with Real
Harloff.
Rejects.
Yeah.
Good dude.
The episode was fundamentally about violence begets violence, the hypocrisy of Peacemaker, and he's always been a hypocrite. Ask himself, why do we do this? Why are we like this? I agree with that take. This felt like Jojo Rabbit commentary. You can make the darkest thing funny with the right tone. Just ask anyone on the panel who watched it. Thoughts? I agree with that take. I think that's a fair take.
I love JoJo. Like to me, that's my favorite thing Tech has done outside of what we do in the shadows. And like that one found the good balance of keeping stuff that was funny and ridiculous and yet had heart. Especially when I think of Sam Rockwell's character and how much. Again, I don't want to give any spoilers for a movie that's been out for a while, but like I got emotional once I got towards the end, especially because of his character. I was like, man. So,
all right. So, who wants to stay for the list? It's going to take us about another 15 or 20 minutes to get through that. So,
me.
See, all right. So, 3 Dogs.
I'm staying.
Ronan,
I think
Joe, Darren, Jake. Obviously, okay. I will go last. I will go last as usual because you had your hand raised. So obviously you didn't say anything, but you said obvious. But I said obviously because your hand was up.
What are you trying to say?
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Well, he's out. No,
yeah. I love that his little icon says BRB. That's hilarious. Is bro driving? That's funny.
Are you in the back?
Did someone say is bro driving? No, I'm not driving. I have an Uber.
All right.
Ronan,
So
we don't
Ask their
need
thoughts on Peacemaker.
Ronan, we don't need a play-by-play of what you do in the back seat.
Oh my god.
We don't need a backseat driver.
Oh no.
That's OnlyFans.
Get subscribe right now. Head over.
20% off this month.
Let's see. All right.
Hispanic Heritage Month.
I mean, I was thinking it, wasn't gonna say it.
I can say it.
All right, so I will go at the end and I will do all mine at once as usual, so that way everybody else gets a chance to go through their list. I'm trying to be a gracious host, and I feel like it does help out a little bit.
Are we red robbing or all?
Everybody else is doing the round robin thing. I am going dead last, and I will just do mine at the end. All right, so here we go. Let's see. Anybody have any guesses on who's going to be first?
Not Jake.
Any
Apparently.
guesses?
Not 3-Dub.
You can't super chat anymore?
I'll say Darren's first.
Just to set the record straight, it is not my birthday.
Wait, did someone say it was your birthday?
Someone said happy birthday, Darren. I appreciate it. Not my birthday though.
Feliz cumpleaños, Darren. Just kidding.
Couple months late, but that's okay.
Super chatting still works for me. Keep saying arrow when I try.
Oh.
Can someone else? You don't have to actually do it, but can somebody else click on it and see if it still pops up for you? Because it's popping up for me, but it is my channel. So,
Darren, I guess when they realized they were wrong on you, they went to me next. Ronan, you might be getting one after me. Just heads up.
A super chat?
No, once they realized it wasn't Darren's birthday, then I got a birthday message. It's not mine either, so you might be getting one next.
oh
If
my
I get
God.
sent gift cards, I'm game. Sure, it could be my birthday.
It's Alice in Wonderland rules. Very happy on birthday.
Did anybody else try? You have
I'm
to-
attempting now.
yeah, you don't
I'm
have
on the
to
road. I
actually-
can't
you don't-
try.
yeah, you don't actually have to do it. I just want to see if it actually works.
Wait. Darren, is that something from the movies?
The animated ones, yeah.
Okay.
South Texas Shark says it might be a bug. Just reset the app. It's possible.
I thought you were talking about the Johnny Depp movies because I never saw those.
I mean, it might be in that too, but it's. I was referencing the animated movies.
Oh my God, Parker! Happy birthday to whoever has a birthday. Oh, well, there goes Darren. You actually finished it off. You went through with it. Is it my birthday with the 199 super chat? No, but now people should definitely come to your show and tip you $1.99, so you get your money back.
Hey,
Yeah,
I'll be there this week.
So,
Sure
wherever
will.
All right. So we're gonna try and spin the wheel. Let's see where it lands and who's going to go first. Thank you, Darren. By the way,
Hey, Darren.
Darren gets
You guys are
rewarded.
right.
It was
Hey.
I was
rigged.
right, not Jake.
I paid
was
for
rigged.
being first.
I said it was gonna be. I said it was gonna be Darren first.
I paid $2 to be first.
Yeah. All right. There we go.
Can I have one of those dollars since I called it right?
No.
No. Okay.
Wait. Let me take Darren off the wheel. It didn't go away. All right. Here we go.
Oh man, I need to get ready.
Darren's like, all right, throw my list together right now.
I already made it. I just need to figure out which one I want to do.
Oh,
Ronan.
Ronan
Oh,
is number
Ronan's-
2.
Fuck yeah!
Ronan's stealing it from me.
I feel like Ronan's always like last, so I'm glad he
Oh.
glad he gets to be here.
I knew whichever one of us was gonna be first, we were gonna steal this one. So
All right. Here we go.
good
Yeah.
thing
Darren paid for early access. Yeah.
yeah, Darren got in the VIP line.
All right. Oh.
Down to the double J's.
Joe or Jake, and Joe's not even here.
That's
to
a
cheer himself
that's a
on.
sitcom title.
Yeah.
Joe and Jake on ABC Fridays.
Nah, I'm good.
Wow, Joe is going to be last, which I guess it makes sense. He's AFK, so.
Lone
Oh,
Wolf
wait.
June 1st.
Oh, wait a minute. Doesn't look like I'm last.
That is
You are now.
canon.
Wait, where was 3-Dub at after Ronan, right?
Yeah.
After
All right, there we go. And that puts Jake in the middle there. All right, there we're good to go. We are good to go.
shuffling the
Oh, I
monkeys.
get it.
All right. Oh gosh, look who's here at 1 a.m.
Get in here. What's up, man?
All
In
right, so
fairness, he is an hour behind.
so Joe, you were last
ahead
on the
of us.
wheel. You missed it, but you ended up being last somehow. So,
Sexy
so
hunk of man's finally showing his face.
who, Lance?
Yeah.
Forgot it was Monday. What? All right, so
I'm here,
Darren,
buddy.
you're up first. Everybody else, we're gonna do round robin. I will go dead last. I have a lot of options, so I will just make my list accordingly. We are doing top 5 women. Okay, you can. This is the phrasing. Either way you want to do it. Women-led films, women lead in films, or co-leads in films. So you can either shout out the actress herself in the movie, or you can just shout out the movie. It's all the same. So that's how we're going to do it. If you want to do it, whichever way you want to do it. All right. So you are up, Darren. Go ahead.
Alrighty. I am going to start with a pretty basic one. I knew I had to put a Disney movie in here somewhere. There's so many great female-led movies in Disney. But I had to go with my favorite female lead in any Disney movie. One of my favorite Disney movies of all time, Mulan. Disney's
Nice.
Mulan. What a fantastic protagonist. And I know it's kind of weird that Ming-Na Wen, amazing. It is weird that my first pick is a female lead that pretends to be a male lead, but she is an incredible female lead. Was one of the first time Disney was like, what if we make a badass female protagonist? And what a badass character she is. She won the war, right? Like she, in a day's time, she won the war. Such a badass character, such a fun movie. Dylan's kind of weak, but he's not the main focus point of the movie. So,
by the way, hot dogs are the good emojis and tomatoes are the bad emojis. So throw hot dogs if you like the answer.
I'm already getting hot dogs. I haven't even gone yet.
All right, Roden, what is your first one?
My first one is from a film from 1986, and I think has probably the best line in movie history, which is "Get away from her, you bitch." That is Sigourney Weaver as Anna Ripley in Aliens.
Okay. Is that the one that you were worried about me stealing?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't have that on there. I left that for you.
I had it
Okay,
on mine.
cool.
I left that
yeah,
for him.
it's just like the perfect example of like people saying, "Oh, stuff nowadays, what the fuck?" People just, women just taking over. I'm like, no. It's been happening since the 80s in small counts, but it's done, and it's been shown that it can be done, be successful, and have an impact on generations of kids and teenagers and adults, and not just women, but also men. And I love that, like, she's earnest in the first movie, and by Aliens 2, she's just like, everybody get the fuck out of the way, let her just shoot up all the aliens.
Yeah.
All right. With that being said, 3Dub, here you go.
My number one is also a Disney movie, and there is like 2 with the actress, but I'm going to pick the better one, and that is Princess Diaries with Anna Hathaway.
Very fun movie. Excited for the 3rd installment.
Me too. They're taking their sweet time about it, though.
I know.
All right. What about you, Jake? What is your first one?
So this is the one that I was worried Ronan might steal from me. He might not even have this on his list at all, though. Who knows? So mine is okay. So this one's kind of cheating because I'm going with not 1, not 2, but 3 leads who all share the spotlight.
The Marvels.
Madam Web.
This movie. No. Nope. I went with one that is much better. And that is a movie from 2000, Charlie's Angels. Cameron Diaz,
that's a good pull.
And
That's
Drew
a good
Barrymore.
pull.
That's a crazy choice. I love it, though.
Hey, I love those 3 together. They have such a great dynamic. Working as private investigators, they play off each other extremely well. And I will say, that was one of those, movies growing up for me, because I was like 5 or 6 when that came out. So watching that and seeing them in action, well, some things happened. That's all I'll say. But
I bet it
yeah,
did.
just love their hijinks that they have. It's so entertaining that they actually, apart from just being like badass females that look good, they're actually compelling characters, and you see that they have, their ups, their downs, and as a group, they have their misgivings and their issues, but they work it out at the end of the day. And I just love the dynamics. So that's why I had to include all three of them, because they come as a package deal.
That's a good choice. All right, so Joe, we are at your first choice.
Okay, my first choice is also she was also my first major interview when I started podcasting. The first major celebrity interview I had. My first choice is Heather Langenkamp as Nancy in Nightmare on Elm Street.
Wow.
Wow.
Also my first crush. I'll throw that in there too.
that wow.
I love Nancy. Great character.
Yeah, I can't say she was mine, but
all right, before we move on to Darren, we got South Texas Shark with the $2 super chat that says, doesn't Ronan feel weird talking in the back seat?
I'm in the front seat.
Oh.
Look at you.
Can you ask your Uber what their choice is?
Choice for what?
$2 super chat from Naruto. If you ain't first, you're last. I love that movie. It's such a guilty pleasure of mine. Anybody know what that quote's from?
Joe.
Yes.
Talladega.
Yeah.
Talladega, right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't love that movie.
I love
Ricky
that
Bobby.
movie. It's a guilty pleasure of mine.
shake and bake.
Walker, Texas Ranger.
All right, Darren, what is your second choice?
My second choice, I am going with what is another one of the most badass female characters in cinema, I guess, and literature, I guess you can also say. Katniss Everdeen, the Hunger Games franchise.
Okay. Yeah.
Such a badass character. She started an entire revolution. I love those movies. I've been for the last year reading the books because I'm so fucking slow at reading those books.
I
But
should have known you took that.
I mean, yeah.
I do have 12 others, so I'm good.
Okay.
So-
Jennifer Lawrence. I love that character. She's a menace, not a menace. That's not the right.
She's a menace. Oops.
She is to her enemies.
Yeah.
That is true. Snow would call her a menace. Yeah.
All right, so Ronan, what is your second choice?
I'm gonna go with the film Annihilation. The second film by Alex Garland. It stars Natalie Portman, Tessa Thompson, Gina Rodriguez. What else? Jennifer Jason
Crazy
Leigh.
movie. I love that movie.
It is one of the coolest, creepiest thrillers, sci-fi movies I've seen in ever. And it came out. I remember it was a big deal because it didn't come out in theaters. They had a wide release in the U.S., but globally, people were digging this movie. And yeah, it was one of the movies that it was at the same time the whole Brie Larson stuff, females in Marvel movies and whatnot. I was like, no, here's the proof in the pudding. It's five females who are smart, intelligent, and interesting in that movie. And crazy shit happens. And I won't spoil stuff, but yeah, it is worth watching. If you haven't seen it, go watch Annihilation.
Have a good night, Darth. Good to see you. Thank you for hanging out. All right, 3Dub, what is your number two?
My
Or
number two,
four, whichever one.
My number two is actually, I'm going horror this time, and it's Kate Beckinsale from Underworld.
Ooh, I love that franchise.
Me too.
I love that first movie. The rest of the franchise is a little iffy.
It gets a little weird towards the end, but I do enjoy the first one and even the second one to some degree. All right, Jake, what is your next choice?
So mine is from a movie that's actually based on a real story, and
Captain Marvel?
No. It does feature an actress who would go on to star in Marvel films in the lead.
Okay.
And this was
Scarlett Johansson?
really the breakout role for this actress, I think, because I remember my first time seeing this movie, and I'm thinking to myself, she's going to make it big one of these days.
Home Alone 3.
And can you let me say it?
Joking.
That is Fighting with My Family, starring Florence Pugh.
Nice.
Okay.
Good pool. Good pool.
I absolutely love that movie, and I was really into wrestling growing up. And of course, she plays the character Paige, and you get to see the story of how she kind of got into the wrestling world. It's a really good underdog story where, like, she kind of has this establishment where it's her family that are running this, little wrestling group, and they're even it's a thing that they run in their town, so you can see they're kind of the top dogs there. But as soon as she gets into the big leagues, she's all the way down at the bottom again, and it's like a whole new style that she's having to learn, a new way of wrestling, a new just way of behaving, acting, and it's really like you're thrown into the deep end. The dynamics with her brother are really good there because she kind of wants him to be the one to take that opportunity, but when he's kind of taking away from it, he's like, no, this is your thing. Like, this can't be something that we do together. Like, we'll hold each other back. This has got to be your thing. And this is the one movie where Dwayne Johnson playing himself isn't a bad thing because it's literally him. But no, absolutely love that movie, and anybody who hasn't seen it, watch it.
Okay. Joe, that brings us to your next choice. Blow our minds a little bit.
I've changed my fourth choice 3 times already.
All right.
I've settled on Gina Davis as Charlie Baltimore in Long Kiss Goodnight.
Oh.
Okay.
I love that movie. I always forget about that movie too until somebody brings it up, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that movie.
And I'll tell you, I love that movie. It's one of my favorite action films in the 90s. I'll throw in a little side reference here. If you haven't seen last year, one of my favorite movies last year was Argyle, starring Bryce Dallas Howard.
I do remember that movie, yeah.
Very similar movie. A lot of Long Kiss Goodnight. There's a lot of similar DNA between those movies.
Okay. Fair enough. Let's see here. Lone Wolf, we'll read your super chat at the end so everybody can get through their list, but thank you for the super chat. Darren, what is your third choice?
My third choice. I don't necessarily like the characters themselves because they are both pretty unlikable leads. But I think the story itself is a fascinating story about the commentary of women in Hollywood. This came out last year, is up for a bunch of Oscars. The Substance that came out last year.
Okay.
Fascinating movie.
It's a really interesting story on like how you have to look a certain way and the beauty standards. So how
Hollywood treats its stars, especially its women stars, how the makeup and beauty industry is worked around just making you have to look perfect, but the second you don't, you get thrown away like trash. And I did just find it to be the most interesting experience watching that movie. I was freaked out watching that shit. I was like,
it is freaky. I actually think we're going to see a lot of Halloween costumes of The Substance this year.
Oh, dude, it's so.
I think we're going to see a lot of that.
And it was so interesting it being up for the Oscars and going to the Oscars when that's literally what the movie is about. Is the Hollywood industry and how it treats women, and you see them doing the exact same thing that the movie was about. It's like that's some meta shit. It's really weird.
I do want to ask: has anybody's choices had to change because somebody else picked?
No. One from Darren, but that was about it.
Okay.
I had Alien on there as like a backup. If I run out of shit, I would have chose that, but I knew Ronan was going to choose it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. None of mine have needed to change yet.
So far, none of mine yet either. Ronan, what is your number 3?
I'm gonna go with Carrie Fisher as Princess Leia in A New Hope. The first
Wow.
Yeah.
I thought about that, but I was like, you know what? Someone's gonna pick that.
I got really lucky. I don't know about you guys, but I got really lucky where I did see a lot of damsel in distress movies, but equally amount, I saw a lot of movies where the females, they didn't take shit or put up with shit at all, and Leia was a perfect. I'm so happy I discovered her at such an early age, where she was badass, beautiful, and yet compassionate, and yet even when she was being quote unquote rescued, she's like, "What took you guys so long?" Or let's go, I got shit to do. And I just, again, for nerds, I can't, either we were in love with her, or we loved her, or we wanted to, we would follow her into battle. And I
That's
think
not what you're about to say.
You were like, we
No, no,
wanted
no,
to
no.
what? We wanted to what?
no. Like I appreciate now, especially now where the character's
Was
gone.
it the
where
chain
it's just,
scene?
wait, what?
I was like, wasn't it the chain scene?
What were you saying?
No. That scene did have an impact, but more than that, like I just appreciate how much the characters evolved and wasn't just a pretty face, and
Right.
that also it has a lot to do with Carrie Fisher. So yeah.
Yeah, and I'll say this: she was one of the better parts of the sequels.
Yeah, she was.
All right, 3Dub, what is your next choice?
Well, since Darren took mine, I had to pull in one of my substitute,
Hmm.
and
Which one did I pick?
The Hunger Games.
Gotcha.
This one's like not a conventional Cinderella story, but it kind of plays off as a Cinderella story, and it's basically about discrimination, which I found, I'm more connected with it, so it's high up there. Christina Ricci plays Penelope, and this is my first James McAvoy movie.
Okay.
And it was from 2006.
All right. Good enough. Not familiar. I don't think I've seen that movie.
It's like a B-rated movie, but it's really good.
Okay. Jake, what is your third choice?
So my third choice. This is the most recent of the ones I've selected, and I had seen this actress in a small handful of things, prominently one thing in particular that told me, okay, there's some talent here. But then she was put in a different environment, starring alongside someone who was extremely well regarded in their prime. And that is from 2022 with Sadie Sink in The Whale.
Okay.
That movie
Oh,
wrecked me in so many different ways, and her performance there was definitely one of them. And granted, I am not yet a parent myself, but I grew up around a lot of people, and I saw what their troublesome relationship with their kids was like, and I even experienced that from the kid's side growing up to an extent. So they really captured what the struggles of growing up in that sort of dysfunction are like. All the uncertainty, the lashing out, the aggression. It's not necessarily meant to be malicious or directed. It's just in that mindset of, I don't know what the hell to do. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know where to direct it. So they just throw it out, and whoever it happens to hit is unfortunately just, someone in the path. And they captured that extremely well. In going from something like Stranger Things, where, yeah, she's playing a little bit of a moody character, but she still has a lot of bubbly energy in her. Whereas this, she is like just vacant. She is like just a kind of vacant, broken, kind of isolated person, and has gone through a lot of shit for somebody that young. That hit me in a lot of different ways. That resonated with me, and I really have to give her credit there, because yeah, Brendan Fraser was the big name in that movie, but I would say she definitely showed her acting chops in that movie.
All right, and that moves us over to Joe. What do you got?
Well, my wife will divorce me if we're doing a list of women leads and I don't pick Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman.
Okay.
My wife is
specifically for one movie, or just in both films? Like,
well, both of them.
Yeah.
That I've said it before. That TV right there, I owe that TV to Wonder Woman 84.
Right.
Because my wife is so obsessive that she was like, the theaters were closed, and she's like, if I have to watch Wonder Woman 84 on television, we're buying a big damn television. So yeah, no, I my wife will kill me if I don't pick that as my. So that's my number 3.
Okay. It brings us to you, Darren. We are to number 4.
Oh shit.
He
Oh,
said
okay.
Elsa from Frozen.
I could have.
You only had one Disney pick, right?
I potentially. I had one other, but I was like, if I get there, if whatever. But no, I've kind of went across the board today. I've done like action fantasy. I've done Disney. I've done like a drama. Oscar-winning movie. And now we're going with a comedy. I think this is one of the funniest comedies ever made. Has 2 fantastic woman-led. Came out 2019. Booksmart. Genuinely hilarious.
Okay.
About 2 girls who didn't have fun at all in high school. Now they're going off to college, and they said, "Oh, well, we're doing it all tonight. We're having our fun all in one night." It's a really crazy, really trippy coming-of-age story.
Was that Caitlin Denver?
Fantastic. What's that?
Was that Caitlin Denver?
It may.
I believe so. Yeah.
Might have to give that one a watch. I don't know if
It's
I've seen
fun. If you like coming-of-age comedies,
it. I do like coming-of-age stories. Yeah.
Olivia Wilde was the director on that. Really, really fun movie. Really good movie.
I like Olivia Wilde. So,
She's
Ronan,
wild.
what is your next choice, Ronan?
I'm gonna go with a very one that no one I think would suspect, but I'm gonna go with Michael Kaji, who played Lady Snowblood in both Lady Snowblood movies. Now people are going, huh? Well, what is it, Lady Snowblood?
Okay.
Lady Snowblood was a Japanese assassin that started off as a manga, and then they made 2 movies out of it. And Tarantino has gone on record that the character and the movies were a huge inspiration for the bride in Kill Bill. I highly recommend people go to the Criterion Collection, pick up the Blu-ray. It has both movies, and she is phenomenal. And
second movie.
yeah, it would be an honor one day to meet her and just shake her hand and be like, "Yo, you're a badass. Just wanted to let you know. Have a good day. Thank you."
I'm gonna have to see if I can find that second movie now, because I watched the first one, but I never saw part 2.
Yeah, you see it, especially with Oren Ishii's character, Lucy Liu's character, Oren Ishii in Kill Bill. It's like almost, I would hope Quentin paid Michael and the people who created the character a lot of money, because it's literally almost a copy of Lady Snowblood.
All right, 3Dub, what is your next choice?
So I went with horror. I went with Disney. I went with drama. Now I'm going with action, and that is Lara Croft's Tomb Raider.
Ooh,
Which one?
yeah,
The first one.
Yeah.
the first one of which ones? there-
Angelina Jolie.
Okay, there we go. So the OG one then, like
OG, yeah.
the original. Okay, I can see that. It's an interesting movie. I didn't care for some of the sequels, but I like the first one. All right, Jake, what is your next choice?
So this is an interesting one. This might get me some tomatoes, and I say that because the Rotten Tomatoes site was not particularly kind to this movie, but I think it was a lot of fun. And this is a movie from 2018 starring Jennifer Garner called Peppermint. And
I thought you were going to say Electra.
no. So what's funny is that movie is essentially Electra done better. Like, that movie is a better done version of Electra. She is a lot more likable in that movie. There's a lot more layers to her character. The action is really, really good. It's got this, synopsis where like this woman loses, she loses people in her family, pretty much her entire family, and she, kind of hones herself in isolation for a while into being this, like Charlie's Angels, I guess, sort of character, where they're just like kicking ass and taking names, not giving, this not caring at all, kind of done with the world, and they're just turning themselves into this unstoppable machine.
Okay.
And yeah, that movie, I always describe that movie as Electra done better. So if you want to watch more of Jennifer Garner as Elektra, but technically not Elektra, watch that movie, and it's a lot of fun.
All right. And Joe, that means you're up next with your penultimate choice.
All right, I'm going to go with one of my favorite movies of the 2020s. If you haven't seen it, oh God, check it out. I love this movie so much. Carey Mulligan in the movie Promising Young Woman.
Okay.
Has everyone seen that movie?
I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen that one.
I don't think
It's been a minute.
It's a fantastic movie about a young woman who puts herself in dangerous situations where she pretends to be drunk in clubs to get men to pick her up and then confront them on what they're doing. It's a revenge story. For some reason, it's classified as a comedy, although I can't figure out why. It's not funny, but it's a great movie.
All right.
My cat. All right, good choice. So that brings us to everyone's final choice, starting with Darren. And so far, so good. I am in the clear. None of my choices have to get changed. So,
do you get to do one? Honorable mention?
No.
Okay. Just checking.
We've already gone long enough, so we're gonna go.
Yeah, we'll have to do this again at some point because there's so many we could choose.
Yeah, we can revisit this for sure.
All right, I'm gonna go with this is one of my favorite movies. I don't actually talk about too much because I guess it just doesn't come up. Shout out to La La Land, Emma Stone.
Yeah.
I love La La Land. It is one of my favorite movies of all time. It's one of my favorite musicals of all time. Emma Stone is an absolute delight. Pretty much anything she's in, I could watch pretty much most movies from her, and I could get a lot of enjoyment. But I love her performance in that movie, paired with obviously Ryan Gosling. The chemistry, the environment, the cinematography, the music. That movie is one of my rare 5-star almost masterpieces. So shout out to La La Land. But again, there's so many I could have chosen. I have 8 more here that I could have went through. So.
My bigger cat is here now. The giant cat that's 3 times the size of my other one. All right, Ronan, what is your next choice?
I'm going to go with the swerve. I'm going to go with an anime. I'm going to go with Ghost in the Shell, the OG Ghost in the Shell anime movie. I remember hearing I remember seeing the ads for the live action one. I was like, okay, that's interesting. And then I remember I heard there was an anime. And I saw clips and I was like, what the fuck? And I finally saw the anime and I was just blown away that wait, you could have done this in a movie, not just in a show. And it still holds up perfectly. The character goes through a lot in that movie. Has crazy opening, has some memorable stuff. When people think of what animation can do and what anime has done, influence, specifically what our neighbors in Japan have achieved, people put out clips from the movie a lot. And I just encourage people, if you haven't seen it yet or haven't seen it in a while, go revisit it. It still holds up.
All right, 3Dub, what is your choice?
You're having a catastrophe over there.
I know. I'm getting attacked. This is why I usually lock the door.
So I would go with anime, but it feels like more of a cheat code because there's a lot of voice actors who are women who voice male characters for instance Naruto.
That is true.
So they would be a main character, but it's not a male character. It's not a female character as a main lead. So I'm going with a musical, and I'm going with Julia Roberts. And she's an incredible singer and The Sound of Music.
Good choice. There was 2 I thought you may have said there. I wasn't sure if you were in Sound of Music or Mary Poppins.
Mary Poppins, y'all.
Which I thought about doing that one for mine too.
What's up, Anthony?
You said Julia Roberts. I think you meant Julie Andrews.
That's Julie Andrews, not Julia.
Yeah.
Sorry, Julie Andrews.
I knew what you meant. Yeah. By music,
I got her first name right. Absolutely.
Darren, if you were gonna go with the whole, female voice actors playing male characters thing, then you could have talked about Ben 10 again.
There's been 10 movies I could have went with.
All right. With that being said, Jake, we are down to your last choice.
So I'm kind of changing one of mine on the fly here, not because one of mine got taken, but because this is one that I swore was going to be talked about already. But we made it pretty much all the way to the end of this without it being
Wait, it better not be one of mine. That's all I'm going to say.
So I'm going to go ahead and do it here. This is from an animated movie.
Okay, it's not mine.
And that is Elastigirl from The Incredibles.
Ooh.
Yeah. I really love her character in that movie. That movie really shows, how to properly portray parents, from the mother's standpoint, the father's standpoint, and you get a good, point of view into the kids' perspectives too. Because you see, obviously you have Bob's struggles that he deals with in that movie, but then on the other side of it, Helen, on one hand, she's trying to figure out what's going on, but also she's on one hand she has to be stern for the kids, having a little bit of a stern disposition there. Just that sequence in the plane and after it where she's yelling instructions at them because they're in a dire situation. And then as soon as the plane explodes, she instantly changes gears to just protecting them.
Right.
And she says afterward,
it's incredible, as Darren said. The Incredibles.
Right. It's incredible.
But no, they're she switches tact and she goes, "It wasn't fair to me to ask so much of you." And then you have that bit that I love in the finale whenever they're going up against the giant robot, and she's trying to figure out why Bob's going at it alone. She's is this some sort of game? Is this some sort of workout? And Bob's like, "No, I can't lose you again."
Oh. Yeah.
And she's like, "Well, if we do this together, then you don't have to be strong enough by yourself." And
right.
I love the family dynamics there. And yeah, she is the lead of the second film, so I could have thrown that.
I was thinking about that. Yeah.
I mean, granted, yeah, the second movie has its issues. I don't think she's necessarily one of them, although I don't like that new costume. But no, absolutely love Helen in these movies, and I am excited to see what they do with her in the third film.
Okay. And that brings us... Yeah, go ahead, Darren.
I don't think you're technically supposed to like the new costumes. The whole point is that it's not Edna's costume.
Right. Yeah.
It's like this. She's like a traitor to... Yeah.
All right. And that brings us to Joe with the final choice on his list. Let's see what he's got. So far, so good for me. I have not had to change anything on my list, so...
I hope I don't derail your list with my last one. I'm going with Helen Slater in The Legend of Billie Jean.
Ooh, good fucking movie. Not on my list, but good fucking movie.
I was worried it was about to say Helen Slater in another movie.
Good pick. I really dig that movie.
Supergirl.
I was worried for a second.
I mean, he could have. She was good in that.
She was good in Supergirl.
It just wasn't a good movie.
It wasn't a good script, but she was good.
Yeah. Yeah, Legend of Billie Jean is great. I remember watching it over and over and over again on cable television as a kid. I saw it so many times.
Never gets old, and fair is fair.
There we go. All right, with that being said, it brings us to my list. Let me click over here. All right.
Did any of yours get taken throughout all 5 of these rounds?
Nope. And I had an extra one just in case. But I'm not going to say my extra one because I'm going to wait. We're going to start out with my number 5, which is a movie from 1993 called Point of No Return with Bridget Fonda, where she plays Nina or Maggie. And that movie was such a odd movie to me because I had never seen the movie it was originally based on. So I went into it without knowing anything about what the concept was. And it introduced me to an artist that I had, at this point I was still in high school. It introduced me to an artist I'd never heard of, and that was Nina Simone. And I have loved her music ever since I watched this movie. So I cannot not have this on the list because it was such an important movie to me when I was growing up. So absolutely loved it. I think it's a cult classic. You won't find it on a lot of people's list, I don't think, but I think it's a cult classic. Number 4 to me is a movie from 2023. And it's a nice little film called Barbie with Margot Robbie in it. Greta Gerwig.
Yeah.
What a great
that's a
movie.
good one.
It's probably, I think it's the most recent movie on my list, honestly. Yeah, it is. But I think out of everything I've seen Margot Robbie in, her portraying Barbie is probably one of her best roles I've ever seen her in. So number 3 for me is not a lead, but a co-lead, because remember I said you can do co-leads as well. And that would be a 1999 movie called The Matrix and a little character called Trinity with Carrie Ann Moss in that role.
Can't fault you there.
One of the very few like kick-ass women in films that I rarely see the chuds go after, because she's so fucking good in that movie that it'd be really hard to find any reason to go after her in that. So I would say Trinity in The Matrix. All right. Number 2 for me is a comedy from 1995. And I don't know if people are going to agree that it's a great lead for a woman, but I feel like it is because it's fashion forward for 1995 and it's been a cult classic forever. Like you could hear quotes from it and references to it all the time. And that is Cher Horowitz from Clueless with Alicia Silverstone in 1995, which I absolutely love.
Love that movie.
All right. My last one is, I think, the oldest one on my list. Yeah, it is. 1990. And this is a movie that I watched a lot with my mom. It was a movie that we watched together. And it probably wouldn't typically be on my list if I was judging it just outside of that. But it does have a lot of emotional connection for me. And that is a movie called Pretty Woman and the role of Vivian Ward with Julia Roberts, actually, in this movie. This is Julia Roberts here. I love this movie because it is an extremely powerful movie about feminism, but it's told through the eyes of somebody who is struggling at the bottom and working their way to the top, and they're doing it by taking advantage of the system that is in place, which is like the patriarchy. And so she's using that to her advantage, and she falls in love during that process. And it is probably one of the best rom-coms I can think of my lifetime. It's so quotable, like when she goes to buy the clothes and they don't think she can afford it, and then she comes back and rubs it in their face. I love that scene. Big Mistake, huge. Like, I just love that whole movie. Just a great movie, and the costuming for it is so timely. So Pretty Woman, 1990, Julia Roberts as Vivian is my final choice. So no one took anything off my list. You what now?
So there was one that I totally thought you were going to say, but you actually didn't.
Oh, which one was it?
I had a feeling you might have said Mila Jovovich in Fifth Element.
Oh, that's a good one. I could, but we're gonna have to revisit this again because I think there's just so many choices that we'll probably have to do a part 2 to this. But that is ours. And we do have a couple super chats we're gonna do before we go. And actually, it's Lone Wolf was the one here with his $10 super chat.
Who had the best one out of us?
Yeah. Everybody in the chat, tell us who you think the best list was. We have like 80 people watching between 2 channels. I know not everybody's participating in the chat, but if you just want to drop a name of which panelist list you like the most, it's fine. What was
that? I saw Fettman's list. I saw the second name for a split second. I got really worried. I'm like,
so Lone Wolf says number 1 is Sidney Prescott from Scream, then the Bride from Kill Bill, Gone Girl, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, and the Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. And he actually cheated in an honorable mention of Sophie Thatcher and Heretic. So there we go.
I gotta ask, what did you think his number 2 was? Felicity the TV show?
I thought they were talking about the one from Arrow for a second, but then I looked at the last.
Okay, I got you.
So I will say, Chevany, that was one that I considered. I did consider that movie because she is really, really good in Silver Linings.
Julia Roberts is not really underrated, but I feel like she's
mediocrely rated, I guess.
I'll say she typically gets forgotten a lot of times on the work that she's done over the years.
Apparently not her last name though, because it gets instant
right. Exactly.
I gotta say, Silver Linings Playbook shot in my hometown. It's a Delaware County, Pennsylvania movie, so I have some love for that.
I think that's one of Bradley Cooper and Jennifer Lawrence's better movies.
Yeah. So nobody's giving a shout out to anybody's list. I wonder if they don't want to say to like hurt feelings, which I get it. I understand, but
nobody chose Linda Hamilton, right?
Yeah.
Damn.
No, but I'm not. I don't want to say what my other options were, because if we do this list again, I want to keep those options for myself
Yeah.
on my own list.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah, I mean, I was shocked about the lack of Kill Bill. Like,
yeah, Kill
I
Bill
wasn't going
for
to pick
sure.
it, but I
For
was
sure,
like,
Lone
someone's
Wolf.
going to, and I guess no one did.
Yeah.
I was
Maybe next
surprised.
time.
I was surprised nobody picked Laurie Strode or Brie Larson as Captain Marvel. They
Yeah,
were
actually,
both.
I almost
the
picked.
Laurie
I
Strode one I
almost
could see.
did.
Yeah.
Almost did.
Those are obvious.
If we would have done TV shows, I would have picked WandaVision. Probably.
Yeah.
If we
TV
were,
shows is another ballpark. That's a
if-
whole entire
yeah, if-
different like.
All right, show of hands. If we did TV shows, is there anyone here who doesn't have Buffy on their list?
I've never.
Oh,
seen Buffy.
doesn't
I
have
have
Buffy?
I haven't seen Buffy.
I would definitely have Buffy on my list.
Yeah, Buffy would be on
You
my
know,
list.
I've never been.
matter of fact, we're not even going to do a poll for this. We're going to do our top 5 women-led TV
Oh
shows
my god!
as another topic,
can
and I'm
we
just
do the
throwing that one
same?
out there.
Can we do the same co-lead rule?
Yeah, lead,
Yeah.
co-lead, yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god! If we're doing code leads, that's even harder.
yeah,
Because then I had to talk about Agents of Shield.
So yeah, we've got the New York City Comic Con is this weekend. I don't know how much we're going to get because New York Comic Con doesn't typically do as much as like Los Angeles, but we will talk about it on Monday's stream for sure.
I think
Or
we might
next
get
Monday
a
stream.
trailer. I don't know which one.
Thursday.
Friday.
Do you want to do that Thursday to keep it kind of like top-led females for this week?
No, we're gonna do whichever one is on this one. We'll do women in another one. But all right, so let's do the poll here. I want to see what we got for the choice, and we've got up top 5 films with awful sequels. So you're picking movies where you think none of the sequels were as good as the original.
None of the sequels.
None of them.
I thought we did one similar.
I feel like we did
Okay,
that.
everybody gets confused about this one. I talked about we did a sequel list, but this one is one where the original is your favorite, and none of the sequels were better than the original.
Yeah. I think
So-
we just
Okay,
have to
that
word
was
it
tougher.
differently.
Two,
Where
two come to mind already.
Yeah. So,
I-
like, I'll start with an example. Say, for example, you like Spider-Man by Sam Raimi, but you do not like the second or third movie as much as the original. That would be on
Yeah.
your list.
What is wrong with you?
just like rephrase it as a franchise where the first installment was the only.
Okay, that's a better one.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Staggervore with the sacrilege.
Ha! You can push Shazam on that list.
No, you cannot. No, you cannot.
Yeah. Wonder Woman.
Fury at the box office.
Well,
Most
Chris
of
goes,
the-
I think Joe's list was the best. All right.
You know what? Just put the entire DCEU on that list. That kind of
Oh my
equates to
God.
all of them.
Minus the Suicide Squad.
All of them except Shazam.
Yeah, dude. You like 2 more than 1?
Not
Really?
more than one, but
Oh,
almost
okay.
as much.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is like I want you guys to remember this isn't that when I said awful, we're gonna rephrase it the way Darren did it, which is you like the first movie in a franchise.
Only.
It's the best one. Not only, it's just the best
No,
one in the
okay,
franchise.
okay.
Yeah.
I have a couple in mind.
Yeah. So
I've already got my list made.
oh my God.
Can
Parker
I pick-
says half the Transformers movies. Oh.
I'd argue
I
more
pick-
than half.
I'll pick the Transformers 1 franchise.
I feel like the
It
only
has
good
no others.
I feel like the only good Transformers movie was one of the sequels.
Wow. There you
Oh,
go.
no.
The only good live action.
It's going to be really fun arguing this when we get to it because I feel like these people are going to have a lot of different opinions on this one. Honestly,
The only good live action Transformers movie after the first one is Bumblebee.
Yeah, I think Bumblebee's the only good one.
The first one's watchable. Bumblebee is great, and then the 2 animated ones are the best ones.
let me go ahead and put this in the notes so we have it. Let's see.
I did like Rise of the Beasts. Rise of the Beasts, not as good as Bumblebee, but it's
Yeah.
better than the others.
I had my theater experience for that kind of got ruined by stupid high schoolers.
Yeah. All right, let's see. We got a couple super chats here. Lone Wolf with a $5 super chat. Challenge: do your best, bully Maguire. I'm not gonna. I've already done that once before.
We've done that like a week ago.
Yeah.
No joke.
But
What?
I think I did a good job. I think.
Why do they
Ooh.
call him Bully Maguire? I've never understood
Because
that.
he bullies people.
Well,
Because
did he,
Right in
he-
your face.
did he,
when-
he danced? I don't know that he
when-
bullied people.
Yeah,
When he
he chewed
was
out his landlord. He threw Topher Grace up against a wall. He was kind of a dick towards every woman he met. He danced Bryce Dallas Howard around like an object. He slapped his girlfriend. Do I need to go on?
The
Joe,
reason why they call him
is that
bullying
being a
a
bully or
Fix
being
this
an
damn
asshole?
door.
the reason
He
why
was
they
such
call
a
him
big
bully
bully
McGuire is
that
because
Topher
he
Grace
hates,
like
he hates
had to go to
paparazzi.
church. Wait, what?
So
What
he
just
kept
happened?
yelling at paparazzi, saying "Get out my effing face," basically like that as he drove away. That's why they call him Bully McGuire.
You're gonna quote it right.
Wait, that's not from the movie, right? That was in real life,
No,
right?
that was a real life thing.
Okay,
where,
with TMZ. Okay,
Yeah.
because Tobey Maguire was trying to get out of a parking lot.
right.
And what's funny is people have like that clip resurfaced online a few years ago, and everybody flooded into the comments. They said Spider-Man trying to go home.
Oh my god.
Joe, if you have Topher Grace praying to Jesus Christ to kill you, you must have been a terrible bully. Like, if you're asking Jesus to kill someone.
You want to talk about people being haters today? Listen, I don't care what this new Lex Luthor has. Topher Grace went to God and asked him to kill Peter Parker. That is a top tier hater, and you cannot convince me otherwise.
Did you ever see that episode of The State? Who remembers The State? Does anybody remember The State?
Yeah,
Vaguely.
It was an old MTV sketch comedy show.
Yeah.
And had, but they did one where like the family was sitting around the dinner table saying grace, and they were all praying to God to kill the boy. They're like, God, please kill the boy. We don't love the boy. And then the boy gets up and leaves, and he's like, I'm gonna leave now. And he turns to the camera and he goes, what they don't know is God and I are like this. And God picks him up on a motorcycle and they ride off together.
I don't remember that one. Staggervore, this, and I'm sure Ronan probably has answered this though, but fun question. Have you been to San Diego Comic-Con? If so, what was your experience like? I've been a couple of times, and if you're not local, it's a little rough because you don't know the area, and the hotels, if you don't get a good hotel, you end up having to like travel a long distance. So but yeah, overall, if you want to go just for the experience of like being in Hall H and stuff like that, it's totally worth it. At least once, I would say. I don't know if I would go every year though. So
I've been going almost every year, except since 2017. I might have only missed 1 year. Hell, I went during the COVID year when it was a smaller, like it was like a Thanksgiving version. It was weird. It was just, it was. Anyways,
Go to Dragon Con instead.
I need to go to Dragon Con. I've heard that's good. But yeah, I echo Eric's notion. It is something to experience. If you're a nerd, it is almost a pilgrimage. You got to do it at least once, and do it in a way where you get to experience the whole thing and not just be in line for Hall H for 2 days. Hall H is something also worth doing, but if you're lucky to do Wednesday through Sunday, make sure you're hydrated. Make sure you bring comfortable shoes. Make sure you bring a lot of extra cash, mostly for food and stuff. If you're thinking you're gonna buy stuff, plan ahead. And it's a fun thing to plan ahead, and also be friendly. Don't be a dick, especially A, because that should be a natural thing, and B, it's gonna help you out during lines if you're looking for stuff.
Yeah.
I'll never forget it. Like some of my most prized possessions, I got lucky because I made friends in line, and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna go to Mondo's booth early. Do you need something?" I was like, "Yeah, man. I'll sell you this money. Give me my Cowboy Bebop poster. We got you." And boom, I have that in my collection now, and I wanted it. I knew I was gonna go sell like that. So something experience. Shameless plug. Go to my channel. I have vlogs and stuff about all my Comic-Con experiences.
A lot of those cons we were talking about, San Diego, or even like ones that are right below that in the on the totem pole, be prepared because a lot of those places are cash only, especially if you're talking about like food vendors and shit. And to his point, make friends there because A, the lines are taxing, and B, if there's specific things that you're trying to get that you have your eyes on, make deals with people, especially if you're near something that they're eyeing. You're like, hey, I'll get you A, you get me B. You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And that sort of thing helps. Now, I'm not saying go into it with that mindset. Like, don't do it just to manipulate somebody and get what you want out of them. But having those connections can definitely help you.
And don't go just to roll up on James Gunn.
Yeah, don't do that stupid shit. Also, when they say they say the founder's memory, this past San Diego Comic-Con, I met two good friends of mine. I consider good friends in person for the first time, and one of them was a roommate. And that's a whole nother story that you didn't have to go through our podcast to go hear those stories.
I know that story. Yeah.
So San Diego Comic Con has provided like some beautiful memories, and the worst and best thing is that as soon as you get there, it's already gone. And I wish it lasts more, but it's what it is.
Lone Wolf with
so fast.
$2 super chat, and it's a two-parter. There's two here too on the next one, but it goes, I meant quote a line, who can do it best, and then Lone Wolf says, Jake is going to smoke all of you in impressions, I bet. LOL. I'm not even going to attempt to.
Oh, are we talking at a Tobey Maguire?
Yes, that's what they want. A Tobey Maguire quote impression from Spider-Man.
I'm going to throw dirt in your face.
Bully Maguire, apparently.
Nice,
So,
oh,
you get your rent when you fix this damn door.
Jake, you
I
got
even
one?
gave the soundbite too.
He despised you. You were an embarrassment to him. Like a little Goblin Jr. Now cry.
Cry? Yeah. I was gonna do that one too.
I could see him dying up there.
Scared the shit out of me. Like, what the fuck? What's another one? God damn it. What's another one?
You want this one? Okay, here we go. Right. Oh, God. You want the shots? I'll take the staff job. Double the money.
Jesus.
Was that when he confronts Jake Jonah?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. All right. With that being said, we're going to get out of here.
This has been ingrained in my blood for like 18
This was the moment you've been waiting for all your life. Yeah, I know. So
Can I could do my favorite, but it's not of Tobey Maguire. It's of another character.
Okay, go for it.
Oh, God. I know what it is.
I was there when your father died, Harry. He died by his own hand. I cleaned his wounds.
I mean, you did a decent impression for making up the quote. Sure. You didn't quote it right at all, but the impression's not bad.
Pizza time.
I literally said
myself.
When
See
Jake
it,
said he
y'all.
was gonna go watch the movies, I literally said him to give him like it's pizza time.
Yeah, because I did day one, I did the one where you like see him, swing off the building. Day 2, did the pizza time gif, and day 3 was him walking out of the closing Thor doing this number.
You know what's another one that I really like? I'm like, that is so random, but like it's kind of like, dude, let's do another take. It's like when he's looking at the crowd in the festival of the 3, they like me, they love me. And
Oh my
it's just
God. Requesting the serious one. There we go, Jake. Come on.
Wait, what?
Can you do the You're Serious, Jake, please, from Lone Wolf?
With J. Jonah Jameson?
Oh.
Is that what it means?
Oh.
Can
Okay,
I do
hold on.
it?
Serious?
Yeah, hold on 1 second.
Uh-oh.
You serious?
That was a good one. That was the best one
pretty
so
good.
far.
That
That was the best one
Night,
so
8 o'clock.
far.
There's the door.
All right, we're going to get out of here. Thanks, everybody, for the super chats. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out. Make sure you go and subscribe to everyone's channel. Tomorrow, we have Party Nation. I think Jake is going to be on Party Nation. Roden, are you going to be there? I know Darren will be there.
I do all the
Party
dirty
Nation.
work for it.
I'm gonna be
Okay.
there wasted.
And then later in the evening, Joe will be live. I'm not sure what time it starts, but you'll be live tomorrow.
Around 10.
Please,
Around
everybody,
10.
hold your applause.
And then go check out everybody else. I don't know who's live. I know Darren will be live on Thursday. Ronan's live on Friday. So definitely come over and check all these guys out. And then we'll be back on Thursday here at the Nerdcast. And then Monday will be a New York City Comic-Con stream. We'll be talking about everything on that. Thursday night's going to be dominated by the Peacemaker finale. So just so you guys know, that is going to be probably the main topic of Thursday because it is the end of the season. So
I'm back this week, by the way.
okay, cool,
Yeah.
cool.
Oh,
Welcome back.
Me and Darren are going to be streaming for like 5 hours Thursday, probably.
Oh my God.
It's going to be crazy.
All right. We're out of here. Everybody have a great night. Talk to you later.